Introducing Reimagined.
I got a girl that compliments my fly, and when it goes down, I know she gon' ride. I finally got somebody I can call mine. My one time for the one time.
Every time. What's up, y'all? I'm Lady Di. This is my husband, James, and we are Dating to Marriage Support. Thanks so much for being here. If you are new here, please like the video already, even though we haven't gotten started yet. But just to support the channel, like this video, share it if you can.
Yeah, so we got some new features today, guys. So hopefully this works out well like we planned. Hopefully you guys hear us and everything's coming out pretty clear and stuff like that. So we got some interesting topic today. So
yeah, I know y'all, if you guys have been on my community tab, I've been trying to let you know that today we are going to go live Wednesdays at 7, and we're going to do it weekly because we noticed that we started going live on Saturdays. If you were here from the beginning, you know I used to go live by myself, right? It was just me, and I went live Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I was always live, but then time took over. So now we want to make sure that we bring it back to have a weekday live because I know a lot of you guys are available. So we are available now, so I'm glad to see you all here. But yeah, so we're going to go live every Wednesday.
Yeah, it's going to be like a kind of like a little quick little topic, but we actually like this has kind of been like we were just talking about this yesterday. It was like, yo, like what's going on? Like, why is it a war? What's going on? Why do people want to fight? What's the outcome that people want? Like, what do you want? You know, so you just want to fight the win, or what's the end? What's the end of this rainbow? So
well, normally you fight the win. I never heard somebody trying to lose, but what are you trying to win?
Yeah, exactly, and that's my point. Like, what are you going to get at the end of the road of this gender war, right? You know what I mean? So that's why we kind of want to like talk to you guys, and because I know a lot of y'all see it too as well. So we just trying to say, hey, what's going on? Why are we in the situation we are in now, and what can we do to make it better? So we're gonna get some solutions today.
Yes, this is We Keep It Real Wednesday. All right, We Keep It Real Wednesday, and we're gonna make sure we do that, of course, as we always do. But today, especially on Wednesdays, that's what we're gonna make sure we do. We're gonna try to hit on the biggest, threats, To me, gender war is like a threat, but who is it a threat to more? The man or the woman? So honestly, who created this in the first place?
Yeah, it's stupid. It
doesn't make sense. If you are a man, then it's balanced to be with a lady. If you are a lady, it's balanced to be with a man. Why are we against each other though? Oh, because we don't agree with each other? Okay, we're not supposed to. We're two complete opposites. So you're not supposed to find so much alike in somebody. Yes, you are going to have things that you find in common, but it's uncommon to find things that are like a match. Yeah, we match so well. No, that is a man. Like if you are female, I'm speaking for females right now. This is a man. There's no way me and him are going to match all the way. Unless we've been together for 10 years, which we have.
Nah. And shit, even with that, man, we still, we still have some issues and stuff. Like with communication, how I have to say certain things, how she understands what I'm saying. So we all that's it. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, so we have to do better as a people, man. We got a couple of videos that we're gonna be reacting to with you guys and just giving y'all guys like real opinion stuff, like real facts about certain situations, because a lot of times in the media, how they pushing things out, they try to make things so bad. You can't never find nobody. Everybody's trash and all this type of stuff. And then when you start asking people the serious questions, they don't have no answers for you.
Yeah. That's why we're asking, and we're going to get straight into the topic. We just wanted to give a little insight, and we're just going to say hello to you guys. But in all, the thing is, what is the point? What is the point of going against someone that you should love? That's the thing. Okay, you're supposed to love each other, especially someone that's opposite from you, because that's how you guys gain. That's how you create, someone said, the nuclear family. That's how that's created. So to go against the grain is weird. Only time you should go against the grain is if you're cutting hair. So for people that's in the people that are barbers, all right, that's the only time.
Oh shit, you funny.
Nah, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna stop all the chitter chatter. All right. So let me just say what's up to everybody. What's up, Christopher? Thanks so much for being here. Says I love what you are doing. And Big, always. What's up?
Hey,
what's up?
brother?
Salute
What's
to
going
you.
on? What's
Hey,
up, Chris?
Bria. Happy
Hey.
Wednesday. We're gonna get right into it after this, you guys. What's up, Speaks? How are you? Thanks for being here again.
What's up, brother?
Miss
Cubs,
yes.
man.
Oh,
Hey,
hi.
all the way from the UK.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember you. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much. Bria, yep. All right. So we're gonna get straight into the topic. Thank you all for commenting. Please comment away. Comment away. All right. So let's get straight into the video, which one you want to start with first?
We can start with the
All right, so let's get into it, y'all.
Oh, she's from Canada. I'm sorry. We thought she was from the UK. My bad, Miss Cubs.
Canadian, nice.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Now this one, it says proof men would win a gender war, proof women would win a gender war. So these are just examples here.
Make it bigger for yeah. So
yeah, that is basically a TikToker, you guys. A TikToker trying to just make a point that's very irrelevant. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play real quick. We're gonna get into the rest.
So we had to mute it because of the copyright issues, but she basically saying that women will win a gender war because they can stand in front of soldiers looking mad.
Yes. This video has no audio. I just apologize for the confusion. Yes. So that's all they're saying here. But we're gonna get into some videos that have audio. Yeah.
And honestly, if a woman is out there, she's out of order, right? So you never want to put your woman on the front line because the front line, that's where most people die. So why would you want to put your woman in a situation where she's going to die first, right? So no man that's covering his woman is going to allow her to do that. And that's for her own safety and for his peace of mind, because he don't never want to say like, hey, I let this happen to my woman. So they reckless out here.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So let's
Do you believe there is a gender war?
A gender war? Absolutely. Feminism is killing this country.
Can you be more specific?
Feminism has taught us to hate men and to fear men because capital profits off of my fear as a woman. If I'm afraid of men, they can make a profit off of that. There's a gender war because men are the underdogs right now. Men are the ones being told you're feared, you're wrong, everything you do is wrong, go make money, don't show emotion, be. Women are making a rise to the top. We've over-feminized so much and included women so much, which is great. But we don't have to tear men down to include women.
So why is there so much talk about male privilege?
Because for a long time there was male privilege, and now the script is flipped. Now women are the ones with privilege, but no one's ready to hear that.
But why are we still talking about male privilege?
Because no one's ready for it. We're not ready to make that change. We're seeing more women in films, more women in power. The amount of jobs that I have seen that say women only is ridiculous. In an effort to hire more women and get them hired and include them, we've excluded men.
Ooh, so yeah, she said a lot right there. So a lot of what I see in the community, you know, like some people say, a lot of things, like we're so focused on trying to be right or trying to be at the top, right? So we allow these different organizations, or these different groups that was created, like the feminist movement, these different movements, we allow that to come and split the families up. You know what I mean? Instead of us saying, hey, yeah, you know, y'all putting guns in our neighborhood, right? Yeah, keep them guns over there. You know what I mean? We don't want to deal with it. We accepted the mark. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of times in the, you know what I mean, people in the Bible, mark of the beast and all, we accepted the mark, right? So we accepted all the confusion that they throwing at us, and then we blaming one another rather than saying, hey, is this benefiting both of us? What has feminists done for the family unit? What has it done for women, right? Honestly, to me, honestly, I don't think it did anything, right? Because y'all, only thing they did was fight for y'all to work, fight for y'all to become a slave. You know what I mean? So y'all went from being, I guess, some women like, well, at least I'm not a slave in the house. So y'all went from being a slave in the house to a slave in the workforce.
Wait, but why is it even a slave in the house if you're taking care of yourself?
Exactly.
Right?
So this is what they saying. This is stupid shit they saying.
But this is weird. So let's break this down. Because they do say that taking care of yourself is a slave. Taking care of your husband, right? You guys became one. You are family. You're family. That is what you're supposed to do. Taking care of your kids. That's not a slave. That's your kids. You created them. So I'm trying to understand, if you created your kids with your husband, who is now your family, which before you even got with him, you're by yourself, which you had to take care of yourself first, right? How is this now a slave to what? So unless your kids are out of school, even if that, you don't have to, if it's set up for you not to go to work, you go to work if you want to go to work. But if it's set up for you not to go to work, enjoy the privilege of being home.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand going to work is not easy?
Yeah.
It's not easy to go to work. So be blessed, be happy, and be blessed. Why are you complaining? Now you want to go outside and fight and get higher wages and stuff when you are happy well, to me, you should be more happy at your house. Make that better, make that great. If you're bored, create a business. There's so many stay-at-home mothers that create businesses, and some of them become millionaires. You've seen Shark Tank. I don't know if you guys ever watched that. If you haven't, definitely watch it. It's just an eye-opener to the possibilities in this world. Yeah. Go watch Shark Tank, stuff like that. Watch people create literally this into something that is worth $1 million. Yeah. Be creative if you are bored.
And that's what we had in past times at ancient cultures and stuff. Like they more focus on trading within. So if they needed something, they traded within the community, right? And that person, they had a skill. Whoever that man was had a skill, and they helped them provide for the family. Now we don't have any skills. The only thing we have is college degrees, right? And
with no experience.
Yeah. And then you thinking just because, I got my PhD and all this type of shit, and you're gonna think you're just gonna go to a job, $200,000 a year. No, it shit don't work like that.
And
at all.
We're gonna get into the Instagram live, you guys. If you can definitely join us here on YouTube, it'll be easier for us to read it, but we are gonna go up there and read your chats. But yes, you cannot look at the mindset of you staying at home shouldn't be that way.
And what's
up, Prototype? You cannot come and make a family and then complain about you making the family. Be grateful for your family, because guess what? There are people that can't even have families. There are people who are single, and I'm not talking about by choice. I'm just talking about if they're single, they don't have anybody. They're by themselves. All right. You should be grateful that you have something to look forward to, somebody to come home to if you are in that situation. Be grateful, because there's people who's dying to be in your position.
Exactly.
Dying to be in your position. Yep. They would take your position in a minute if you gave it to them.
Especially you look good. You know,
and you ain't trying to share, so you better be grateful as hell that you have what you have. Don't complain. And I'm not saying it's an easy job. I'm just saying that be grateful for it.
Honestly, the things you're grateful for, it always become easier in your mind because you're happy that you have it. You know what I'm saying? So say if you had women, y'all had like a purse or something that you like or something, like you're gonna take care of it more because you're grateful for it. You're gonna be happy with that you with it. Of course, at the a couple years from now, you're not gonna care about it as much. But just get the point, right? So
I got my old purse from when you bought me this. You bought me something like 6 years ago. I still have it. It's nice. I'm one of those. Yeah. I don't have to always keep up with trends. I ain't got to keep up with y'all. Yeah. And I'm not saying about y'all in general, just people in general. Yeah. I ain't got to keep up with nobody. I'm keep up with myself. So if you want it, you could go get it. But just make sure that you have enough money and you have the funds. Don't put yourself in debt.
Yeah, just get the point. So basically, if you in putting yourself in a situation that you cherish something, you're going to treat it right. So if you're in a relationship, cherish your partner, the man and the woman to the man. And then now you're going to get a better outcomes. If you go walking around thinking everything is bad, everything is trash, we get the situation where we in now. So Kevin Samuels' cousin, what's up, bro?
What's up? Now you got me calling him Kevin Samuels' cousin. What up?
He said, a woman use being an adult in the dating market. I got more car, house, money. Congrats, being an adult. Yeah, man.
I mean, honestly, if you, because I moved out of my parents' house when I was 18. So if you do that, it's nothing wrong. It's just like, when you start to connect with people and create something, be happy for that.
Yeah. He said, child, that's a pretty for real. She's talking about being in the house. Exactly.
Girl, yeah. Look, Bria already knows.
Hey, what's up, Harris Tribe?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's up? What's going on? But yeah, man, you want to get you ready to the next one,
man? Did we say hey to King Strong? What's up, King Strong?
Well, I missed one. My bad. My bad, King Strong.
Hey, what's up?
The papers with no trade skills. Yeah, exactly, man. That's what. So I'll be like, yo, you can't even much flush the toilet right. You're talking about all this extra crap.
Right.
There are serious gender wars going on amongst our people. All you see is women talking shit about men, men talking shit about women. That's a lot of social media right now. And it's really bad because we're starting to be convinced that we don't need each other when in reality we do. Men need women just as much as women need men. It's duality, like it's literally nature. We can't deny that. But now it's getting to a point where we only use each other, you know, men and women, for sexual benefit or like kind of like a fetish, you know? But a lot of us don't even really respect each other or see each other as equal counterparts. And this is a problem because there's way too much separation going on in this world right now. It's toxic. I don't know who started this, but it's toxic. I joke about this stuff on my page all the time because it's funny, but at the same time it's really drawing. Like, I'll be highlighting a lot of the world's problems in my videos and y'all just kind of pick and choose what y'all want to look at, but like y'all don't really realize that I'm mocking a lot of y'all. Shit has to change, like, and really take a look at our TV shows, the books, all of the information that's being put in front of us. Gender roles are being flipped. You see a lot of single mothers out here basically playing a mother and father role, which one cannot do, just to be clear. You see a lot of men taking no accountability and avoiding even taking care of their children. There's a lot of times there's not even a man in a household. And the man is supposed to be the protector, the person that holds everything together. So it's like when you don't have the man and the woman united, what do you have now? A broken home. And that's exactly what's happening. You see all of these children with one parent, like the mom hates the dad hates the mom doesn't let the dad see the kid, the dad, it's just a lot. It's a lot. Separation. We need to stop the separation and love each other. This is going to come from accountability, for one. A lot of people need to take accountability for themselves, responsibility for their actions, their thoughts, their beliefs, their perspectives, acknowledging that they're not always right. Once we do that, we'll definitely take a step toward the right direction. And if you have a mother, you need to appreciate her more, show her more love, give her a hug, tell her that you love her, like, because clearly y'all lost touch with y'all parents too, because if you really loved your mom, for the guys, or if the girls loved their dad, y'all wouldn't be attacking the opposite gender like this, like, and actually mean it. There would be a ground level of respect. Like, for example, when you get in an argument with a girl that you love, you may be real mad, but you probably not gonna call her a bitch 9 times out of 10 because, you know, like, that's way too far. But you still be bad. It needs to be like that with this dynamic, but...
Wow.
She said a lot, man. And honestly, like, that's why we need more people talking real stuff, man. And I with her talking about like the father being in the household and things, like, luckily I was in a situation that I had, like, you know, my stepdad in the household. I had my father in my life, that and a lot of times we don't see how important it is until we get older, you know, and you see like, oh, well, I would never do this to my child. I'd never put my child in this situation. You know what I mean? So we just got to do better as a people and stop fighting so damn much, because none of it is making us in a better situation. You know what I'm saying? Women complaining that a man is not making enough money, right? So they'd rather be single for the rest of their life. Say if they made $70,000 and their man made $50,000. They'd rather be damn single for the rest of their life rather than trying to get with a man that make $50,000. Now they make $120,000 a year. Make that shit make sense.
It does. It doesn't make sense. So what is the solution for this mindset? What can, either we're gonna, men, y'all leave those type of women alone, or women, y'all need to understand that's not a realistic approach. So the solution for that is, if you are looking for marriage, because some people are not looking for that. If you are looking for marriage, cool, that's great. But you have to understand what type of men are out there. And I'm not saying bad men. Just because he makes, let's say, 20,000 lower than you does not make him a bad man. Also, money does not, money has a lot to do with how a man is developed and how he proceeds with his life, but that doesn't make him either. Like, you can still find great characteristics in a man without dollar signs, meaning that's higher than yours. You're missing out on good men when you do that. There are great men that, let's say, makes lower salary than you that can provide more than just money. You don't, because remember, if the money runs out, both of you guys lose your job, then why are you with him? Because if you wasn't with him for him and you was with him for money and we removed the money, why are you with him? If you can't answer that, you don't know what it means to be committed. Yeah. You are committed to the person, not the things around it. So you guys create a bond together. Everything around the bond is what happens that just makes it better. But if you cannot make a bond with the person that you're in relationship with, you might as well cut the relationship out and figure out how to do that. It might need to take therapy to understand why you can't connect with people. Why are you trying to use people? It's something that's missing. Does that make you a bad person? No, it does not. It's just something that you're not understanding.
Make you a stupid person.
It's just a relationship aspect. You have some people have good relationship with their friends. They have best friends. Okay, take the same energy and put it into your man.
And they friends be fucked up too. But they accept that motherfucker. They accept him and accept her or whatever. But say if it's in a relationship, oh girl, he left the toilet seat up. Or
right.
It's like stupid shit. Like, he don't like this scent that I like, my favorite scent. It's like we have to stop all this foolishness and stuff like that, right? So it's we like when she said she's talking about the strong man not being house. That remind me of a verse. It was like, how can you basically conquer a house? You got to take the strong man out of the house to be able to conquer that house. Once you take bind that strong man up, now anybody can come up in there. Because now he see, okay, that's a weakness. I was actually watching a video. It was on World Star. Don't judge me, but it was about how a predator was talking about the type of people that he went for, and he said he went from single moms. He went for kids that wasn't dressed as nice, whatever, that looked like they was poor, and the kids that didn't look like they was getting loved on. And that's the people that he tried to prey on because he knew they was mentally weaker, and they was going to be able to take advantage of them. So we have to understand that we have to put ourselves in great situations so our kids don't end up being a victim. Because nobody want their kid to be a victim. Even if you don't love your child, you still don't want them to be a victim.
You say even if you don't love your child.
Yeah, man, it's crazy out here.
You crazy, but and the thing with deadbeats.
Hey, what's up, Bella?
What's up, Bella?
Yeah, see, Bella on game. Yeah.
So basically, you want to make sure that you have to be realistic when you're approaching guys. You want to make sure that you are at your best interest and their best interest. It's not just about you. So work on not being selfish. If you seeing that you're not able to land someone and just like you land a job, you're not able to land a man, or you're praying for one, it's because maybe it's some things that you're doing that's not correct. Humble yourself, be less selfish. You might need to seek therapy for that, and it could be a quick fix if you want it bad enough. As far as men go, we have to make sure you're leading by example. You should probably speak on that. Leading by example.
Yeah, so and this is why submission is so important. I know a lot of people hear this word and they start jumping out their seat and all that type of stuff, right? But how you expect a man to lead if you're not submitted to him, right? That's just like if you went to work and you didn't listen to nothing the boss said to do, or you didn't listen to anything what was going on with the management is saying. How can they get you to do your job, right? They need you to do a certain task so the whole mission is complete. You know what I mean? But say if you get out of line, right? Because every day a man, when he goes to work, you don't think he's submitting at work? So you have to understand, like we all submit in some type of way, right? You submit to your man go to work, he has to submit to his boss, unless he's not in charge. And if that boss, he has to submit to the customers if he's running that business with. So he doesn't lose his customers. So everybody's doing it, right? But you have to have a line. You have to have, and this is where a man can lead by example, because now since you in line, now he can get the kids right, and you can help get the kids right. Now y'all on the same mission, y'all on the same boat, right? Y'all not on two separate boats going the same route. Y'all on the same boat going the same route. You know what I mean? Instead of you saying, "Oh, I'm going faster than you," trying to keep up. No.
Say that again. I like that. The boat analogy was great. Say that again.
You can't. You got to be on the same boat. You can't be next to me trying to beat me to where we going, right? Because eventually you're gonna say, "Hey, I want you to lead. Why you not leading?" And I'm like, "Well, I've been sitting back letting you lead." Now you're gonna be like, "I'm not attracted to you no more." So now you just basically got yourself out of a relationship because you're not attracted to somebody because you don't allow them to do their job. Now it's his fault because he didn't slap you upside the head for him to do his job. That makes sense. Like no man is going to fight you for him to let you for you to allow him to lead. You know what I mean? Just public service announcement. Just letting y'all know. So
yes, and also another point to what she was saying. You know, a lot of people are watching. You know, reality TV. Remember, reality TV is there to entertain you. Now, some of these people are going through these crazy ratchet situations. They are. But that doesn't mean that you partake into that and you're like, ooh, I like that. I want to do that. I want to say what she said, even though she threw a drink at somebody's face. That is not how you conduct yourself as an adult. That is not how you conduct yourself as an adult. That is how you conduct yourself as an animal, right? Somebody that's out, like that's not willing to think properly, okay? You want to make sure that you can control your thoughts. Some people are not drunk and they're doing these things. So you want to make sure that you're sober enough to make the most decent decision that's not going to mess up your entire situation. So you don't want to look a fool either. Yes, you should defend yourself, but don't defend yourself to the point where you can hurt yourself, get yourself killed, get your person killed. You want to make sure that you are putting everybody's safety first. Like today, we heard at our son's school that a mother got jumped today. And I'm like, jumped by who? Other mothers?
No, some kids.
Some kids, middle school kids. A mother got jumped by some middle school kids because some of these kids are out of line.
Yep.
Why are they out of line? Because it's about what we're talking about right now. They don't even know how to move. These Gen Z kids, they're like, I've never seen it this bad. You know, I've never seen it this bad. So yes, reality TV shows are not to sit here and let me make this my life. You want to make sure that you look at it and laugh if you want to, or you don't watch it. That's not something how you should move. And as far as what she said, it's the last thing she said about, you know, if you love your dad enough, if you love your mother enough, you wouldn't treat the opposite sex so badly.
Exactly.
And I took a lot to that because let's say my dad, I was a daddy's little girl. So did that allow me to love my husband, James, more? I didn't even think about it like that when I seen that video. It's my first time hearing that type of, you know, insight. And it makes sense. I was a daddy's little girl. I love my dad. So now I was able to not hate men.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate, even if I've had experience where men done me wrong. Guess what? That's that dude.
Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. Let me highlight this comment. It said there's equality in worth, but a hierarchy in function. That's a great way to break that down. I appreciate it, Ms. Stubbs, Dan. But yeah, man, we just what's the last thing you said? Because
it's that man that did me wrong, not you.
Thank you. Exactly. Thank you.
We want to make sure that that's common sense, though. That's common sense. Yeah. You know, she's saying it's because I had a great relationship with my dad. Is that true? Is it because I had a great relationship? There's some people that didn't have great relationships with their father, and they're still able to love men. Yeah. So is it you, or is it just your situation?
Yep. And if you have been out the bad relationship, out the bad relationship, out the bad relationship, out the bad relationship, right? Now you have to put yourself, you have to, you know what I mean? You have to sound the horn. You gotta alert. You gotta get everything. You gotta figure out what's been going on with your situation. You gotta say, all right, I need to hope. You know what I mean? Let me go get my therapy. Let me go get something, you know, because I keep attracting these types of people. Right, man or woman. I keep attracting these type of women, or I keep attracting these type of men. Let me just slow down. It's something that I'm doing is that I'm just trying to hurry up and rush into a relationship rather than vetting them for a longer period of time. And everybody been in this situation, right? When you was growing up, you know what I mean? Or if you've been married or you got divorced or anything, you're gonna put yourself, you're gonna be vulnerable to somebody. Just make sure you don't do that. You know, so it's
So I think we broke that video down.
That's a lot. That video was.
It was good. It was a good video.
I told you to put that on fast forward. Sheesh.
All right, let's get into more of the video, y'all.
Again, women are not accepting the bare minimum anymore. If you want to be a partner, please be a partner. If you want to be in a relationship, please give benefit to someone. I can pay my own bills. I can make my own food. I can raise my own kids. I understand that you're tired at the end of the workday, but so am I. But guess what? Someone has to do the laundry. Someone has to make dinner. Someone has to watch the kids. If you're not going to do that with someone, then just don't do it. Because we can do it all ourselves. And we have a lot less socks to turn right side in the laundry. So thank you.
sweet 10-pound baby Jesus, you ladies and y'all's partnership, 50-50. So you made this great list of what you think that a partner or a man should do. 50% of all the household chores, 50% of taking care of the children. All of this because you're tired after you've worked. So both you and your partner both work, but are you doing 50% of his chores, his duties? Are you doing 50% of the yard work? Are you doing 50% of the car maintenance? Are you doing 50% of the gutter cleaning? Are you doing 50% of the pool cleaning? If the plumbing breaks in the kitchen, are you 50% under that sink with him fixing the plumbing? I don't think so. Y'all only want 50% when it comes to the things that you should be responsible for. And as far as those socks being wrong side out, lady, how many times do you have to get your leggings, turn them right side to put them in the laundry, dig your underwear out of them, and dig your socks out of them? It's just part of doing laundry. So tired of it has to be 50% of the feminine duties, but the woman doesn't have to do 50% of the masculine duties. And if you really look at that, that's not a 50-50 relationship.
Yeah, and I'm glad, and that's what I'm saying. I'm so glad a lot of women are kind of exposing this type of behavior, because a lot of the younger women doesn't realize like how easy they have it, right? Because I remember, watching my grandma and her listen to stories about them saying they had to wash their clothes by hand. So you have a washing machine. Only thing you got to do is grab the clothes, make sure there's nothing in the pockets, and throw it in there. Make sure the colors is the colors and the whites with the whites. And turn it on. And an hour, come back and put it in a dryer and fold it. That's it. Even if you don't want to fold it, you can just throw it in a drawer. Right? It's like we make it seem like this shit is so hard. Washing the dishes. You got a dishwasher now. Just make sure there's no food on the shit before you put it in the dishwasher. Like what's so difficult?
I mean, because I was a stay-at-home mom, for 7 years, and I'm transitioning into the workforce, right?
You're transitioning.
Yeah.
You can't be saying that word too. You gotta say.
Oh.
No,
listen, y'all. So it's not that it's hard. It's not that it's hard. It's that it's a lot. But guess what? What's hard is when these men be trying to change out or filter out the gutter. I don't want to compare. Yeah. What he's doing is comparing. There's no comparison. All right. We are ladies, some of us are not really meant to go get dirty. All right. Let's be real. So what's up, Ro? How are you? And I think, okay, listen, we're not meant to get dirty. So I don't want to compare doing laundry versus, doing plumbing. All right. They're two different things. There's no comparison. You're in your lane, meaning if we're going to talk about you're in the house, okay, you're in your lane doing household chores, duties, whatever you want to call it. Some people hate that. It is what it is. You're just doing housework. That's not bad. That's pretty cool. Why? Because you could walk around however you please and do it when you feel. Make your own schedule. Men that have to go out and work, for the ones that are working and the women are staying home, they have to listen to a boss. They can't miss days.
Yo.
Let me bring this up real quick. Us women say, we can't miss days. It's 24/7. Yes, primarily, I would agree that it could be like that. But remember, you create the schedule. If you're making it 24/7 because you're not asking for help. So what happens? We go into the postpartum depression. Yeah, of course it's going to happen because you never really asked for help. You have to ask until you get it. Don't ask once. Hey, babe, can you watch the kids for me? Or can you, whatever it is that you're stressed about. Okay, you asked them once.
At least you got somebody to ask. At least you got to ask because you've been doing the shit by yourself. Because she's talking about she raising the kids by herself, like that's something good. You know what I mean? How your kids gonna turn out? Now, if your kids turn out bad, are you gonna accept that credit then? Because every time they turn out good, they in the NBA, they made it somewhere, they went to school or doing good. You hear about them, right? but if that kid turn out bad, right, it's free my son. That's it. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do better. And then you raise these men to be weak. And then now when they go get a woman, they're not going to be there for their children or for whoever that they with. Now you don't take accountability with that either.
Right. So if you're in control of the house and you're complaining about the house, right, because you're not making decisions, because you still have to make decisions. You have to make decisions to make it better. It's not going to be great. I remember when I first started, I was like, what the hell? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. You have to make it better. Like, straight up. You find what works.
What is wrong with you, nigga? Yeah.
What is wrong with you? You have to find what works. And then you build on it. I'm still working on a schedule now. Okay. I'm still working on that now. It changes. Why? Because kids change. You know what happens? They become a baby and they become a toddler. Then they become, grown and out the damn house. Right. So that means that your schedule is going to change. So make it work best for you. It's not going to be perfect. All right. You just have to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? Who do I need to ask? Let's say your husband's not good at a certain skill. Don't ask him then. He's going to say either no, or he's not going to do it right. Then you're going to be mad about that.
Or just YouTube it.
Or just YouTube it. Understand who to ask. I know a lot of us will ask the wrong people and expect a result. You have to use common sense when you are doing anything. All right. So ask the right people and keep getting it until you get it, and you'll be fine, right? It's not a big of a deal. It is a lot of work, but I want to compare it to a man's job, all right? We should make sure that the men are doing what they're doing. We are doing what we're doing. The men is doing what they're good at. You are doing what you're good at. So I'm going to use this as an example. If your man is great at cooking and he likes to cook, guess what he's doing? Cooking. If you are not great at cooking and you don't like to cook and he's okay with that.
What are you trying to say?
What? He's okay with that, though. You see what I'm saying? The man is the leader. I said he's okay with that. I didn't say.
Nah, you see how she pointed at me when she said, if y'all men can't cook?
Whatever. I said if women can't cook. Remember, the man is okay with that. I'm going to say that again. Your man is the leader. Your man is okay with that, which means that you have to talk about it with him. If you're not a great cook, but he still wants you to cook, then you're going to go on YouTube. It's not a discussion. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to go on YouTube and you're going to figure out how to make his best meal, your best meal, the kid's best meal, and you're going to make it work.
Yo.
Let's not make this, it's slavery. I don't want to be submissive. What? I got to do what? It's not about that.
Yo, y'all make this shit so hard.
It's about teamwork.
Like, y'all don't.
He can't cook because he working.
Yo,
you working, but he ain't cooking because he cutting the grass. What you doing?
Y'all don't know how many times I be touching the air and shit like that. When I be hearing these doggone videos, I be so fucking pissed because it's just like, yo, like the shit is simple. Like, stop fucking saying stupid shit. Just fix yourself and just do, because everybody don't want to get used and all this. Oh, I don't want to feel like he's overusing me. Motherfucker, you doing the same to him. Right? So you're both doing it to each other. You're supposed to. That's what you're there. That's what you're there to make each other's lives easier, right? You pick up where he's weak, she pick up where you weak.
That's it.
It's easy.
You just make it work. And as long as the thing is, what's happening is in the behind closed doors, some people are not agreeing. Okay. You don't want to do something, but he wants you to do it, or he doesn't want to do something and you want him to do it. You have to come to a common ground. If you don't have a common ground inside of your house, you're not going to have a good one. Your house is going to be upside down.
Yep.
In order for the house to be on, in good condition, you have to make sure that you guys agree on everything that you do. I don't even give a damn if it's about you going and take a shower for 2 hours. All right. If it's going to disrupt the whole house, because you're away for 2 hours, but you need stuff to get done, we have to have a discussion.
Hey, that water bill gonna be on fleek. They don't say that word no more. My bad. I'm getting a show.
But it's the small details. We have to have a discussion. We need to know, because your life is based around a schedule. Okay, so you have to make sure that it's in line properly. That's why most of the time it's not working, because you expect him to do all of these things, but then you ain't talk about it. You didn't even say that when y'all dated. You didn't say, hey, I want you to cook and cut grass. Did you say that?
Hell no.
No, y'all got married, you got tired, and you're like, can you cook too?
Yeah.
Like, what? No.
Now all of a sudden he ain't shit. He said, 2 hour showers the way my water heater. Exactly. You got 30 minutes max. That's why I looked at it. Y'all see how I looked at him?
Look, I'm hitting to James.
I was like, hold on now.
Look, I need that 2 hour shower, my guy.
That water better not be running. You better be in the tub. Shit.
Well, now we are. Look, we're gonna start talking about our real estate and everything, but James literally just told me today I can't use my goddamn shower because he has to fix some wood piece that's underneath that water is seeping inside and it's going to rot. So I'm like, damn, either I'm going to use the other bathroom or I'm going to take baths now. So just know the time has added. All right. Just remember that.
Hell no. I'm going to fix that shit today then. But no,
all right, let's get back into it, y'all.
Women lie so well that they start to believe the lies they tell. So a woman will go above and beyond to tell a man, I don't need you. To tell a man, I'm independent. To tell a man, your existence doesn't mean anything to me. But we'll go above and beyond, right? We'll become promiscuous in the hope that they'll make enough money to do a whole body reconstruction. So research shows 92% of cosmetic plastic surgeries, this is when a woman will go and get a BBL, a breast augmentation, right? Lip implant. In the hope of what? In the hope of a man liking her picture on Instagram. In the hope of a man asking her to marry her. In the hope of a man making her a wife, right? Giving her value. And yet, the same woman will sit there, look at you without blinking an eye and say, I do not need a man to value me. But every action, every word, everything you do is to please a man. Everything you work for is so, if you're not competing with a man, you're trying to get their attention. But they're hungered to become independent. They're hungered to I guess, outsmart men, or so they think. Just removes any kind of femininity that they have in them. Right? Their drive for power, because of what? They're trying to compete with the men, right? They're trying so hard to prove, I don't need you, that they become masculine. Right? Their ego now will get in the way. So as hard as they are fighting to get a man's attention, and when I say fighting, mentally, emotionally, physically, as much as they will sacrifice, in the end, they still end up losing because they become too masculine. Their ego will prevent them from taking accountability, from showing this man any kind of respect.
All right. So, another great point. And we're going to talk about both genders, y'all. But y'all do understand that gender wars was created by a woman.
I don't got to be
Do you see men saying bogus stuff like this? Like, I know that men are talking crap about women now, right? That's today, because of the stuff that we're playing right here. I don't need a man. What do you expect these men to do after they hear it 1,000 times? They're going to be like, well, F you. You ever heard a man's feelings? You ever seen what happens when you hurt a man's feelings? It's like the worst thing. They take heartbreak worse than we do as ladies. Let's be real with that. All right. So anyway, that's another point. Go ahead.
No, I like what she said at the beginning. She said one statement of women lie so much that they start believing their lies. And I promise you, from a lot of ladies that I talk to and stuff like that, try to counsel and, you know what I mean, just work with or whatever, I see that to be facts. Like it's hard for men, because men know when we lie, right? For the most part, right? We'll tell you eventually we'll tell you, okay, I lied, you know what I mean? I did this, I did that, right? But it's situations where like you'll say something to a woman, right? And then she'll lie to you, and then later on you ask her the same question, she'll say something totally different, and then you're like, hey, you just said this, and then they know they lied, and they'll just say, no, I didn't say that.
No, I told you this before. They don't know that they lied.
How the fuck you don't know you lied?
Okay, remember when we were talking about when, first of all, men and women don't know how to have a conversation together because we don't understand each other. So if they hear you asking a specific question, they're going to answer that specific question. But if you change one word to that question, they're going to answer it differently. You understand? Sometimes it doesn't mean that they're lying. There are people that just lie. But there's some people just misunderstood and they answer it differently. They don't understand that they're answering it differently. It sounds confusing, don't it?
It's a fucking lie.
You feel like it's a lie.
It's a fucking lie. Hey, what up, Marcus, man? Appreciate the super chat.
Hey, Marcus. What's up?
On?
Thanks for being here. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you so much. I got to give you a clap for that. You know, we just got monetized, y'all. So I appreciate everyone who is definitely coming here to comment and definitely coming here to show some monetary support. Thank you so much.
Yes, but he said, what's good, what's good, people? The gender war is dumb. Exactly. It's a strong communities, especially the Black community, and it needs to stop. And that's why we wanted to make this video, man, because it was like these type of conversations that we hearing, like it seemed like it's always like we made a video about the PTPD, the post-traumatic Pookie disorder, right? Like, so what do you got that video on this one?
I'm sorry. She's like, look. A lie is a lie.
Exactly.
I've been trying to understand because how you just vote out lie? Like, come on. Listen.
But you got that video on here. I don't know if you put that one on here. Did you post that the post-traumatic Pookie one? Probably not. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, man. So it's we have to be in a situation that we are making. Oh, that's our kids.
I'm sorry if you hear me listening. I'm like, I hear kids. If you hear me step out, I'll be right back. Go ahead.
But no, so man, we have to put ourselves in a situation to win, right? When you just threw me off, but yeah, but what we was talking about, you
said the Pookie disorder.
No, before that, what was this?
Women lying.
Oh yeah.
And they know they lied.
Exactly. So man, with that situation, it's like if I change one word and your question change or what you're saying to change, that means there's an issue in your brain of how you comprehending things, right? So that means that either you lying or you got something mentally wrong with you. And I'd rather say it's a lie.
But that's why I said, that's basically what I was saying, something's mentally wrong.
Most women got something mentally wrong with them, you saying?
I just
no.
Yes.
No, I think
no, you want to be honest. No, listen, I can be bold and honest with it.
No, I think they always want to be right. I think it's a
that's
more
mentally that. There's no way you're gonna walk around here thinking that you're always gonna be right. I'm just gonna be
But
real.
That's what they want. That's
impossible.
They call themselves a 10 and they always right.
We're gonna go down that.
I'm just saying, like that means they perfect. Because that means nobody can check you. Nobody can ever tell you nothing wrong.
So then that means something's mentally wrong if you can never be corrected. Like, it's okay to have things that are wrong. Mm-hmm. You just work on making it better.
Yep. Hey, what's going on, Travel One? Hey. He said men are to figure life out through. There are problem solvers according to what the men are saying. So why the attitude against women? So men are problem solvers, right? I'll leave the comment. Men are problem solvers, right? But you have to give us a problem that we can solve. You know what I mean? I can't say give me guy's last name, right? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, oh well, I'm gonna be like, what you talking about? How can I don't know guy's last name. It's some well, since you don't know guy's last name, I'm not gonna submit to you. You know what I'm saying? You got to actually give us a situation that we can fix, right? So women, I'll give you an example, right? I'll just give you a real one. Black in our community, Black women want us all to make $100,000 a year. Every time I talk to a woman I work with, every time I'm talking to random women and stuff like that, they always say, hey, I want Black men to step up. I want them to make more money. I said, cool, good. How much you want them to make? I want them all to make 6 figures. I said, so you want every Black man to make 6 figures? Is that realistic? And I'm sitting here talking with them, right? And I was like, if all Black men made 6 figures or every man makes 6 figures, 6 figures wouldn't be nothing, right? And she's like, yes. So you have to give us something realistic for us to be able to achieve. Just don't give us no, you know what I mean, no
Just
crazy stuff.
just a number just that makes sense.
She said, girls are sugar, spice, and everything nice. Yeah, what's up, Mark? He said, stop being nice about it, Lady Di. Yeah, man, Lady Di be trying to be, you know what I mean, pandering and stuff. No,
I mean, y'all, come on, for the ones that watch me, y'all know I could get a little bold, but, you know, I'm trying to be chilling. But I get you, Marcus. I'll make sure, you know, I'm bold as hell now. But, you know, we got to make sure that, she also mentioned, so women are not wanting men. Some women are saying they don't need a man, right? Because they don't like what's out there. But then when they say that, they're forcing masculinity on top of them because they're taking most jobs that men are doing, right? Because if the men that you want that make six figures means that you want them to provide, right? But if you're taking that part away from a man because you have your own money, right? And you can't use my money for bills. Right? You can't use my money for nothing. It's just for me to take care of myself. You know, you have your own stockpile, your own emergency fund. You're taking a major part away from the man. Okay, so you're building masculinity on you. You can't, it don't work like that. You gotta make sure that it's balanced.
Yeah, we gotta try to fix that. We'll try to fix that, babe. Appreciate it. But yeah, man. So it's a lot of weird stuff going on in these talks, and you know, I mean, we have to put our best foot forward so we can get these things fixed. Because if not, we're just gonna be yelling and screaming, and nobody's getting heard, right? So I would say I had some questions. I wish I would have I should have had my phone, but it says so. I asked these are questions that as a lady, and you can think of some questions that I can think of questions as men too. But all right, so this is one of the questions. All right, so do you want to do the polls now or later?
We could do it now.
Okay. All right.
Okay, we're using our phone, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was gonna say, like, okay, what's the outcome that you want in a relationship? Do you want the man to be the leader, or do you want to be the leader? If you want to be the leader, that means you don't want to submit, right? You want to you want to pay most of the bills and do all that type of stuff, right? If you want to be that lady, that's cool, right? So now you got to be able to answer these questions so you can understand which lane you need to move in, because you can't say you want an alpha male and then now you want an alpha male making $100,000 a year, but you want this man that lets you lead the relationship. That don't make no sense, right? So we have to be reasonable in what we want, and as a man, you have to ask yourself, do you want these women to be hoes or you want them to be wives, right? So now, instead of you keep sleeping around with all these people and stuff like that, you got to put yourself in a predicament. Do I want to just keep messing around with all these women, or do I want to actually wipe somebody up? All right, so all right, let's go. Let's see these polls. All right, it says, what outcome do you want from the gender war? What we have a salute. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so what's the outcome for the gender war, right? So we have 55% of people said the men in power, 3% said the women in power, and 42% said both. Right? So you just want to go to you want to explain that one? Look at
we
the
will
comments?
after I take this off.
All right, so it says, is the gender war destroying you mentally? 41% said yes, and 59% said no. So okay, that was in the last hour, so we didn't get that many comments on this one probably. So all right, you read that one.
All right, so we have a comment that said it isn't because we're past it. Women were shown the mirror and men were given the chance and opportunity to be heard. Now let's come together and make the necessary changes.
I like that comment. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Ace says the perception of it used to annoy me a bit, and I would spend a lot of time arguing and debating those MGTOW guys about it. As I grew older, though, I just realized that they disingenuous and stupid, and I shouldn't waste my time on them.
Yeah, and honestly, guys, if you are a part of that group, right? All right, cool to you, whatever, right? But you have to think about it. Do you want a family? Do you actually want to have productive relationships? Because a lot of times we get into these hateful groups and these hateful mindsets, and we tend to, you know what I mean, veer and make things worse than what it is. Like I had heard one Reddit story. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't. But it was one Reddit story that I heard that this guy got cheated on, and then he just started like hating women and things like that. So this next woman, he actually got a good woman the next time, but he kind of destroyed that relationship. They had a baby together. He was like, "Oh, the baby's not mine." He was cheating on her, doing her dirty, and then come to find out the baby was his, and now he had to do a lot of apologizing to the woman to make sure that that situation was right, so he can be in his child life. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we can get in these groups and we don't really know exactly, how we affected other people. So if you want to have an effective relationship, you have to let a lot of the anger go, and you just got to know that that's that person that's messed up. Let me go find somebody that is better and that is good.
Yeah, definitely. There's gonna people saying a lot of crazy things, but that don't mean that you partake into the craziness. So let me get into 1 second, you guys. All right. I didn't read the comments on the other one. Okay, so this one is about who should be
in charge.
All right. Jesus Christ has all the power in his hand.
All right, say going Bill. Okay. Also, okay, how about the most competent person in charge? And this is what I have a problem with, right? Because a lot of times, and it might be a guy that's saying this type of stuff. So a lot of times when guys are saying this type of things, it can be misconstrued, right? So the most competent in charge, right? So what does that mean? And what topic? And what? Are competent in what? In leadership? Why would you want your woman to be leading you? And what is she leading you to? Right? Because normally a woman wants her man to lead. But if she's become the leader, now she feels like you don't need to be respected. Now you will lose your relationship. So a lot of times the guys fall into this path of, okay, I'm gonna let my woman lead, right? And then now she leads you to the inner relationship, or she leads you to somewhere that you didn't want to go, and then she blames you for not leading. So don't put yourself in this situation, especially if you're a young man. You have to understand that you're gonna have to be a leader 100% the whole way. You can't sugarcoat nothing, and you have to make sure you come in with your A game, because if not, they're gonna disrespect you, and then now that relationship is gonna be over, and then now she's gonna she's gonna disrespect other men as well, rather than her getting corrected by you and y'all stay together.
Yeah, in charge to me, if the man is the leader, then he's in charge. I don't understand the comment exactly.
Yeah.
George says men in power. Cars don't have 2 steering wheels, and women already have the power or have power. All right. Let's see.
He said, going my Muslim standards, men lead and women follow and support the men. The women in return raise the men and instill good values in the men. Exactly. And this is part of the culture aspect that we have to get into. We have to have a standard. Since the standard is gone, now we sit in situations where we just kind of find one another for position, right? But if a woman wants a man to lead, you got to think, if she wants you to lead, right? Why are you not in that position? If she's going to say, hey, she wants you to make more money, she wants you to be taller, she wants you to be stronger, she wants you to be smarter. Now you putting yourself in a situation where the most confident, but most women want a man that's more smarter than her, right? So now if she thinks she's smarter than you, she's going to disrespect you, or she's going to feel like you're not adequate enough to be in a relationship with. So men, don't put yourself in that situation, right? You got to make sure that you're stepping your game up and doing what you're supposed to do to keep that relationship going in reason. But you have to make sure you explain these things to her so she don't get out of her line and get out of her role. And then now y'all arguing about stupid stuff that don't need to be, going through, right? It says, nuance. Let me go away. He said, Jay said silly, you know what I'm saying? So we have to, I want to see a prototype dad in, because he had a great comment too as well. So let me go back to the screen. Let me stop screen sharing, y'all. So, but yeah, man, sorry, y'all. BookLadyDy, dealing with the kids. I'm gonna go to the comment section. But he said, but BookLadyDy, it goes back to men solving problems. Women are not taken from the man. The women want more out of life. Men still run many things on the planet. Just saying, right? Many men don't run things on the planet. Just to be honest with you, Travel One. So I know. So the top 1% of men, yes. Right, but many men don't. You know what I mean? So we gotta get out of that mindset of, hey, men are doing all this type of stuff. Most men, we're not. Yeah, most men are just living regular lives, trying trying to have a regular family, create a legacy, and have fun with our wives and kids, right? So most of us are not in charge to make these decisions, right? I'm in the military, you know what I'm saying? I work an average job, you know what I mean? Me and my wife have my family, 4 kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to impress no damn woman. I ain't got time for the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like like I'm actually, if I told y'all some of the shit I did, y'all be like, God damn, I'm surprised you're not crazy right now.
Well, let me see. Let me see what she said. I'm sorry, I just got back. So she's saying that it goes back to the men solving problems. Women are not taking from the man. Women want more out of life. Men still run many things on the planet. Just saying. So, I mean, with this question, I mean, with your statement, I understand what you're saying, but because we have roles in this life, okay, so if the man is leading, then that's different. I'm not saying we can't have more. It's just that if you're taking the position to be in a relationship with the man is leading you all to success. So the things that you want in life, make sure you get a man that's going to align with you in that space. So let's say you want to be a chef. You don't get with someone that is the complete opposite, because now it's going to be hard for you to get the things that you want in life. You have to make sure that you match a little bit if that's what you're driven to do. My drive is to be married, have kids, and make sure that we are doing what we together want to do. All right. And it has nothing to do with me personally. It just has everything to do with family. It's just being very selfless. It's not about me because this is the life that I wanted. But if you are the type of lady who wants, okay, I want to have my cake and eat it too, or whatever the case is, you can go ahead and do that. Just find a man that you align with so you can go and do it. That's all I'm saying. It's 2 choices in life. Pick the one that you want. Every man is not the same.
And in order, with your comment, you said women are not taken from men. Women want more out of life.
That's what I was addressing.
Yeah. So in order for women to have more out of life, they have to take from men, because men provide most of the things that women get. Right. So all these different, the way you get your water is from men. The way you get your power is from men. The way you drive your car is from men. Everything in life, it comes from men, right? But we, as a people, we are in one of the richest nations. We top 10 GDP. I think it's probably number 12, 11, whatever. It don't matter. But GDP as home income throughout the whole planet, but we doing the worst with it, right? Because we so focused on complaining rather than saying, well, luckily we're not in the Philippines. Luckily we're not in other places, other countries that's trying to hurry up and get over here to this country, right? So we sitting good right now, but we like, well, I want to be sitting better, which is not a problem, but be happy when you're sitting at, because that can be gone. You know what I mean? Now you're in a situation where you since you're ungrateful, you lose everything. And that's why a lot of people start losing things, because they're not appreciative of what they have.
And that's why I was saying, my comment is really addressing when you start having kids. When you start having kids, your whole, to me, at least what happened for me and other women that I know, your mindset is different. It changes. Now, if you are somebody that is with a man and don't have kids, then what I'm saying might not relate to you exactly. It has to be relatable in that way. If you don't have children, like I said, find a man that you align with and y'all go do that. And if not, when you have those kids, it's not about you. So if you wanted the kid, then you have to live with it being about y'all.
Yeah. Hey, Marcus sent another super chat. Appreciate
Thanks
that,
for
brother,
the super
man.
chat. Thank you so much.
It sounds like women hate being women. And
right.
And I think
that's exactly what's happening.
I think that goes from childhood too as well. So I mean, if you're in a situation where you didn't have the most loving parents, dad wasn't there, or your mom was only there, you just see her struggling and things like that, you gonna think like life is hard, because you see your mama working 2 jobs to pay the bills, your dad don't care about you type of deal. If you're in that situation, cool. Or if you see you have your mom and your dad, they don't have the best relationship, they arguing all the time, you're gonna think like, wow, this is life. So this is common, this is normal. Right now, when you get your relationship, when y'all start arguing and fussing and fighting, you're gonna think that's okay. You know what I mean? So we have to be conscious of what situation we put our kids in, because our kids don't see that stuff, right? And then say if we have a disagreement, right? And then the kids are listening to it. You know what I mean? I make jokes sometimes. I be, you know what I'm saying? And then my son be weak as hell. You know what I mean? Because it's not about winning the argument. It's about the person understanding where you're coming from. And once that person understands where you're coming from, most of the time, all that argument shit is over with. You know what I mean? It's stupid.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah. So Ms. Cubs then said that also goes for Christian standards, the coming of Muslim standards. But these days, Christian standards is based off how one feels. Exactly. And that's my problem, the whole problem. And I think that's what started making our community go down, because, you know, it's about more of a feelings now rather than, you know what I mean, the actual truth. So appreciate that comment. Try one gets both are saying, you know how try one is. Yeah, we got you. We got love for you, Travel.
Yep.
I said that third person. Oh, okay.
All right. So let's get more back into the video, y'all.
Actually chose that one. And man, we have to be more intelligent when it comes to our emotions, right? Especially say if you was raised in like a single parent household or something like that, or you was raised in a dual parent household and you are in a situation where you're emotional. You have to understand, like you got to control that, because you have people depending on you, right? So if we continue this same narrative, we're not gonna never get anywhere. You know what I mean? That it's okay to, oh, he disrespected me. All right, okay, he disrespects you. All right, cool. You know what I mean? Just move on, man. I understand it's easier said than done, but that person that put their hands on you, you good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no threat. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta be able to take the heat, and be like, no, we good. You know what I mean? I was in the situation on the train. You know what I mean? And I told a long time ago, a story I told a while ago that you know what I mean, we was about to have a conversation or whatever, but I stood my ground and I was waiting. If he would have touched me, he would have hit me, it would have been on. But he didn't do that. So we was good.
I'm so glad, because we were in which train? The J train in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, please, we just trying to get to Manhattan. All right. We don't want no problems. We got some kids right here. I think we just had one at the time.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to stand your ground, but hey, hold your emotions. I wasn't yelling at him. I wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just told him, like, hey, it's gonna go down, it's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So that's why you had to keep yourself out of the situation. Now, if he would have tried to attack me first, whatever, now I would have been able to, you know what I mean, defend myself. Now I'm not the one that's going to jail. Now I'm still able to be there for my family in situations like that. So we have to be smarter in how we handle these situations as men, because at the end of the day, the people are dependent on you. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for the ones who are in situations where they're quote unquote thugs, you don't have to be a thug the rest of your life. You could change your life around. There's many people that have done it, and I'm pretty sure you guys, the ones that are in that situation, know guys that have got out of the situation. You don't have to do that because you're hurt. You didn't have a father, or you didn't have a mother, or you didn't have neither. Your grandmother raised you, or your grandfather raised you, or your auntie raised you. That's unfortunate, but you can make your life better and turn it around. So all the bad memories you had in the past, let's make them better for the future. Think about it that way. Say, hey, I didn't have much when I was growing up, but I could have more when I'm older because I could get to make my own decisions. It's all about decision making and choices. If you need, to seek, guidance and help mentally and everything, then go ahead and do it. There are people that's actually kind-hearted enough to help. So it could just be someone next to you. It don't have to be someone that you hire. So yeah.
Exactly. Yes, we're gonna get to the next one.
Yeah.
Say, all women are liars.
All women are liars, and all men.
I'm using it as an
But all men could have potentially attacked me.
Just when things seemed like it wasn't going anywhere, what happened next illustrated the problem.
It's generalizing and saying that all women are this. Do you think that makes it right?
I think that men should be careful of the women that they encounter. I think everybody should be careful.
We're kind of busy right now.
I think men should always
That's
have
great.
representation.
That's great. We're kind of busy right now. Is it okay?
Sure. You're not taking advantage, though.
I'm not.
What are you?
I'm not.
We're having a conversation.
Okay, cool. Right. So women should have all the respect.
Okay, that's great. Could you?
Two men who are interviewing any women should always respect the boundaries of.
So you want to get out of here?
Really attractive.
Okay, brother. We're.
Can I?
Wow.
Whoa. Hey, what's up, fat boy? What's going on, brother, man? Appreciate that, fat boy for life, man.
Thank you so much. Man. You deserve a clap for that. Thank you so much for sending that over. Thank you.
But yeah, man, going to the video, and this is what men, we have to stop. Yeah, I don't want to say the word, the S word, whatever, but you have to stop. You know what I mean, doing that type of stuff, man, because You know what I mean? They're just having a casual conversation. You know what I mean? It's not being disrespectful. It's they just having a real good dialogue. Like the woman was actually felt disrespected that he was trying to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you trying to help? And he's not trying to attack me. He just asked me one question.
And then he cut him off. So I was like lost on what was actually happening because he just, you know, messed the whole conversation up.
Yeah, man. Women are going to lose respect for men if we continue to do this type of stuff as well. Like, she's just like, why are you trying to save me when I don't need saving right now? Like, if I was in the actual situation I need saving, cool, go ahead. But in that situation, bro, like you think you're going to get the draws or you think you're going to be with her? No. And if she does get with you because you pattern like that, she's not going to respect you. Let's just be real. Let's just be honest, man. Like, we have to stop all this trying to, you know what I mean, do all this stupid crap for no reason. Like y'all, like we have an opportunity right now to change everything. Like even though it's not a lot of people that's watching right now, us, if we all changed and came together, if people found each other on this chat and we got together and we created something as a unit, whatever, we can make a lot of difference, right? You know, so we probably have a couple hundred people watching the chat. If everybody that watched this video got together and we figured things out and we came together with business plan, we can make a big difference, a big change. But if we keep being separated, we'll never be able to make a big enough change in order for us to do it. So guys, we have to stop pandering. We have to allow people to have great conversations, allow views to be challenged, right? I like when people challenge my views. You know what I'm saying? I like when my wife said, hey, well, what about this? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't think of that. Good point. You know, now that's making me better.
Yeah, because he don't have any good points.
All right, you taking shit too far now.
No, but wait. So, you know, I learned a lot of these YouTube talking points on YouTube. But for the people who like, you know, they never learned what a pick-me was until they got on YouTube. Yeah. So okay, we've seen an example of pandering, right? But why do you believe men are doing that? What type of man panders? What does this really look like and what does it mean?
So I think it's two types. Either the man, most of the time is like a weaker guy that doesn't get women most of the time.
Okay, so a man that doesn't have many women available to him. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or it might be in a situation where he's just trying to, you know what I mean, get some draws or some type of like something quick. You know what I'm saying? So he's just trying to feed a woman's ego. Just like if a man ever told y'all, hey, I'm you know, intimidated by you, right? That man don't believe that man. That man's a liar.
He's intimidated by it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If a man ever told
that's weird.
Ladies, if a man ever told you, hey, you intimidate me, he's a fucking liar, right? No woman intimidates a man because we know we can whip y'all ass for the most part, right? So think about that situation, right? So you have to, if a man is able to lie to you about that, imagine what other shit he's gonna lie to you about. You know what I mean? So we have to be real when we have to be real when we having these damn conversations, man. So, but what's going on? Red lipstick.
Hey, girl, what's up?
How you doing? He said he interrupted something that could have been exactly, man. So
it changed her life.
Exactly, bro. It's crazy. Hey,
what's up, twin?
What's up?
How are you?
Yes. She said, feminists. Yeah, man. Said we call them suckers from the neck of the woods. Yeah, man. It's exactly. He's touched on it too. Insecurity. You know what I'm saying? We have to put ourselves in a situation that women are gonna respect you, and if every man is gonna be on the same accord, now we're gonna have a standard. Right now we have these weak ass dudes trying to pander to these women, and then now we got these guys that's trying to tell women the truth. And when I was having a conversation with my sister, and I was telling her some of this stuff, and she didn't want to believe what I was saying because she got niggas lying to her. And I'm like, girl, I'm your brother. Like, listen to me. Look at me. I'm your brother. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? They trying to do this for this reason. You know what I mean? It's crazy. He said, luckily I'm
hey, Lucky, you got some. Let me stop. I don't even know.
Lucky came on here for 10 seconds and already got some smoke on. Hey, he owe you, Lucky.
You better go in her DMs.
Marky said, I see that all the time in these spaces. Exactly, man. And that's what we have to stop doing, man. a lot of those videos, it makes me cringe, and it's like, what, like, why are you doing all this for, man? You don't need, like,
you just said that it's because some men, they don't have the attention that they want from ladies because a lady want a certain type of dude. Some of these, like that guy, like
he look nerdy too, though.
It's not even about the nerdy. He just
he looked corny.
just looked,
I'm sorry, he looked corny, not nerdy.
Corny, but he just looked like he was socially awkward, kind like that. Because you could be nerdy and still be okay. Like you could be corny and still be doable. Like it's not that. It's just him look like he didn't know how to communicate. Like he was like, like looking like a little child. You know what I'm saying? Like who does that as an adult? He just looked very immature. That's the word. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. They say, "Oh, I think the men that pander are only doing it for the box for money." Yep. Half of the time, they don't even believe what they're saying. Exactly, and that's why I want the ladies to understand, right? Because even I want my men to win, and I want my ladies, my sisters, to win too, right? Because in this environment, in order for us to get married, we have to understand each other's tactics. So now, once you see this, you be like, this guy lied to me. I can't deal with. Oh, you intimidated because no, you're not. Let's be real. You don't think I'm gonna whoop your ass? Like, let's be real. Like, come on, man. Like, you're just gonna. And it's sad out here, man. It's crazy. Bad boy for life. It's those dudes that make women feel uncomfortable in these spaces. Exactly. You know what I mean? Now she went from having like a real productive relationship. Conversation where the guy respected what she was saying, but he was challenging what she was saying. But now it's going to, I need saving. Now she's gonna like, hey, I don't need men to save me because this is how men look when they save me.
Yeah, this is his first time seeing an attractive lady in a while.
Exactly.
He's like, damn, let me go get some of that.
I always talk to black women, they don't want to talk to me. The minute I talk to a white woman, they get mad. You want to think you're mad? I'm mad too. There's a lot of anger inside of me. What about us? Black women talk about me. What about us black men? We go through stuff too. We're tired of hearing the same thing of, we're independent women. We're independent this, we're independent that. I'm independent too. We have a lot in common. You have this imaginary wall around you. I don't know who damaged you. And me being a black man, I have to suffer for what somebody did to you? That has nothing to do with me. I'm not the enemy. I get that a lot from black women, that we're the enemy, we're liars, cheaters, we're dogs. Diary of a Mad Black Man. I have a journal I keep. And then when I show this side to women, they think it's a weakness. It's not a weakness, it's actually a strength. But then when I show this to you, to black women, you don't know how to receive it. Yeah. Because you're so used to being abused. It makes it hard for me to get to know this.
Black women look at me and say, I can tell you don't like us. I'm like, what? I don't like you? I love you, but I can't help it if I learn 20 instruments. I can't help it if I play flute, walk barefooted on the beach. And I'm from South Central. I was amazed at you.
Wow. Yep.
I need to watch that whole video, man. That was kind of deep. You know what I mean? Marcus ever said, I wish more people called it out, man. Appreciate the super chat, bro. But yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true. Because, in order for things to be corrected, it has to be called out. But then when we start calling stuff out where, what is it? A whole bunch of shaming going on. When it's all about correction to make you better. Now, there are people who will, try to correct you that has nothing to do with the betterment of you. They just trying to humiliate you. Yeah. But you have the ones that are like, hey, get your stuff together so you can be better. But no, we can't do that in this society.
And this is so men have a natural order of checking each other, right? So say if I see a man not taking care of his child, I would say, hey, bro, you fucking, I can't stop this. Hey, bro, you messing up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you need to get your stuff together. You need to do this. You need to do that. Especially my brothers, hey, you got no job. All right, cool. You need to go get your job. You need to do this. I create a job for you. Or, you know what I mean? Or say my cousins, you got my last name, bro. I don't need nobody attached to me with my last name acting the way you acting right now. You can get your stuff in order. You know what I'm saying? So, but when it comes down sometimes to with the ladies, all right, hey, no, you can't do it because you're a man. Oh, no, hey, you can't do it because you're too young. Hey, you can't do that because I don't agree with you. Hey, so we have to have a standard of both each other being able to be checked and in the situation, because when women was doing it for years and men wasn't able to do nothing on the media and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Nobody didn't care. Now all of a sudden, we having platforms, we checking both. Because you see in this video, we're gonna check both. But I bet if we go to the comment section or as we continue to grow, they're gonna be like, hey, why are you saying this about women? Rather than say, hey, I want women to be better. I want women to get married. I want women to have strong families. I want my sons to have daughters out there that grew up in a family from somebody watching this channel. So I love that. That's why I'm telling you.
That would be crazy though.
Yeah, like I love that though.
Because our kids are like really young. So if that happened, hey, that's the point. One of the reasons, because we do have boys.
Yeah. So in order, they say, hey, we men are leaders, whatever, what are y'all doing? All right, cool. We trying to do something, right? All right, let's get it going. You know what I'm saying? More men are going to start doing this. More men are going to be in these types of conversations and telling you, hey, this is what I want, right? And if you can't meet that, just like when women say, hey, this is what I want, and a man has to go change, hopefully it's realistic, but if a man has to go change, and the man too, what you asking for a woman to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? If she 250 pounds, don't be like, hey, I want you to be 150. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to take some time. You know what I'm saying? If she able to do it. You know what I'm saying? She should be able to.
No, you could be able to do it.
You're able to do it, but it might take some.
The mental part has to be there.
Exactly. So a lot of changes that's going to have to go on, right? So we have to, we at a pivotal time right now that we can make a big difference, and we can stop all this madness that's going on. We already seen what our moms did, our moms and dads generation did, and grandma's generation did, and we already seen all the mistakes they made. So now we can fix those mistakes, and now for the future, we can start getting better and better and better. And now for our kids and our grandkids situation, that it'd be a lot better. But if we continue to just keep fighting, we're not gonna never go anywhere.
And it's getting worse. Remember the laws that's in the society now. People are able to be and do whatever they want to do today. All right. So we have to make sure that we remember that, because there's people who are growing up and they're like, cool, I could do this, I can do that. And some of them are just going to do that because some people are not being raised properly in the house, because why? There's not two parents there. So that's already destroying it. And they're being raised by the same sex. So, we have to remember what's in place. Who are we against now? So we have to also do better with really raising the generation better than it was, time before.
Yeah. That boy Flight said we both are focusing on the wrong things to be in a relationship. Exactly. She said, Red Lipstick said, this is real. Yeah, it gets real. I want to see the whole video, man, just because I want to see what the women had to say too as well on that. Travel One says,
that's part two.
Yeah, women have to always be on guard because men can pop up from anywhere. So with that first line, I would say, hold
on, yo, I gotta step away again.
I would say for that situation, if you with your man, you don't have to be on guard. For the most, like everywhere I go, everywhere my wife go, I'm most of the time with her, right? Unless she at work in a situation like that, but I drop off at work, So it's you have to have that protection from your men, but said men just, so nobody don't mess with her, but said men just don't seem to get it. They still want to talk to you when the woman is trying to figure out how to escape his advances. Yeah, and those are the type of men, most the good men that do get it. I understand that there's some creeps out there that's going to continue to hey, come here, girl. I get it, right? But just just keep it moving. Shoot, if you have to skip away, because honestly, in past times, women weren't allowed to do a lot of these things, and that was for their protection. Women weren't able to walk the night and do all that type of stuff. So when it comes with a lot of freedom, it comes responsibility. So if you're in a situation where you out somewhere by yourself, you can be in a bad situation. Shoot, I almost like to be by myself in certain situations. So I damn sure know you don't like to do it. So we have to understand
that was real transparent.
Yeah, like what I'm saying, like if I'm in the wrong neighborhood, because I grew up on that stuff, so I know what places I can be and what places I can't be.
Yeah,
I can get shot just like anybody can get robbed, or you can get touched on. So
yep,
it's you just gotta be safe. So,
yep. So let's get more into the video.
And if he don't have the basic necessities, baby, a house, a car, and his own income, baby, what is you building? Because he hadn't mastered closing out his distractions in order to provide for himself. So what is you building with him with? Baby, I'm here to tell you. These men will use you and build with you and drop you. Just like dirt. You know what? And then let me also tell you, baby, they'll resent you for helping. So, bitch, I'm not building another damn nigga to save my life. Baby, I'm not building another damn bear, bitch. You can go to build a bear your damn self. You can do a dissimilar line, or you can do whatever you want to do, baby. But, baby, I want you to come after the bear is built, all right? I want you to come, baby, after the bear is built, all right?
Yo, so
yeah, she was crazy. She was crazy.
Yeah, she was crazy. It's like somebody said in the comments, like,
to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Charlie. He said, now no man wants a loud woman like, yeah, exactly. And I think like she actually made like a decent point, especially in the beginning.
She did. I can't hear it with all that and stuff.
Yeah. So because a lot of times when somebody crazy, you stop listening to them, right?
Like this one.
Yeah, you like you be screaming the comments. Who hurt you? Yeah, man. But she actually made in the beginning, she made a great point about if a man doesn't have his car, a place to live, and his finances in order, you know what I'm saying? Why are you, kind of getting into a situation? I can tell if you like from New York or something like that in the city, y'all don't need cars to get around. You can take the train everywhere you go. Parking
I thought you was trying to say something crazy. Go ahead.
No, parking is expensive, and you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, you know what I mean, from New York, I can get it, right? But if you in any other situation, you know what I mean, I don't think that, you know what I mean, you should be trying to build that man up because you want that man to be lead. That man has to show that he can balance his budget or something like that, or be able to take care of you and himself. But first he had to be able to take care of himself first. So you have to actually be in a situation where you need that man has to do it. So I would tell women, stop messing with these pookies. You know what I'm saying? Stop putting yourself in these bad situations, dealing with men that's not good right now, that's not ready. Because once you deal with that man, right, you're gonna say, well, I'm not gonna never get with no man like that, blah blah blah. And then now you already got traumatized by that situation. You know what I'm saying? So you should never, as a woman, have to build that man up, right? He should already, you know what I mean, be working on himself and being in the purpose of what he wants to do. Say if he's not in that situation, at least he can take care of himself, so he's sure he can take care of you. So women, stop dealing with these guys that can't take care of themselves. Stop giving them babies.
Stop giving them babies. Yeah, please.
Like, stop putting yourself in these bad situations and then blaming good men for that situation. Because I'm gonna look at you like you stupid. I'm gonna look at you like, why are you blaming us for a situation you put yourself in?
Yeah, so what it is, if you make the mistake, just be accountable for it and then don't do it again. That's it. Yeah. That's it. We all make mistakes, but just don't do it again. And they'll be like, oh, well, it's your fault. Like, what? Mm-hmm. You chose that person.
Yeah. So she complained about building a man up and all that type of stuff, and then that he's gonna leave you and all. It's situations like that. You gotta. It's always like the worst case scenario that people talk about, right? Sometimes, hey, a man might say if I'm in a situation right now, right? I'm stable, right? And me and my wife is together. I'm stable. Say if something happened to me that I couldn't work, she already seen that I was able to do the stuff I needed to do, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So if a situation like that, that's different. But say if you get into a relationship with somebody that they don't have a place to stay, they don't have a car, then now you know what I'm saying, that I can get what you're saying. But stop dealing with these type of guys because they look good or they thug and all this type of stuff. Oh, they gangster, they rah. No.
You just have to read in between the lines, okay? You know, there's a situation where there was a guy who lied to me, right? Attractive person, okay, I do this because he know that this is what women like to hear. Intelligence, right? A lot of ladies like intelligent men. So they lie and say that this is what they are, but you have to make sure that you fact check them. You don't just believe everything somebody's saying. You have to fact check them when you're in the vetting dating phase. Yeah. Once you see, okay, well, now he was lying about this, don't deal with them. You see, I ain't with him now, I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? You have to just do better with that because you're going to get fooled. Ladies get fooled all the time. I'm not saying like we get fooled.
Men too.
Especially if you're very attractive. You get fooled all the time. So don't use it, oh, all these men want me. And then you just go after every single one that wants you. No, you have to definitely be mindful.
Yeah, Fat Boy for Life said she talked about building. Please understand the building aspect is people at a young age, 20 to 25. After that, most decent dudes have a job and basic necessities and goals. Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I'm glad you brought that up because when I first watched the video, I'm like, she was in her 30s and 40s, right? So I don't know why she's dealing with that type of dude anyway. Because you should already.
Someone said play it again. You want to play that crap again?
Say, honestly, you should already been kind of set away, whatever.
But people don't want to be settled at the age. You want to play it again real quick?
Yeah. Let me get Josh. What's up, Josh? You say, hey, appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for being here. Thank you so much.
You say you are what you attract. Exactly. A wicked woman is given a portion. Is given a portion to a wicked man and vice versa. Hey, he right. Hey, you must be deep in them scriptures, brother. I know what you're talking about. Kevin Seven's cousin said, at the end of the day, single moms would need to answer these questions, and with every man they dated, why did you give a man the highest honor that's not your husband? Exactly,
Ooh.
Man.
Say that again.
Hey, what's going on, Chris? I don't know. We said what's up.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, cool. They said yes, we all make mistakes, but we need to bring shame back and stop making the negative aspects of our culture cool. Exactly. Right. Everybody want to be a thug. Everybody want to be a gangster. Everybody want to smoke weed and all. You ain't got to do all that shit. That's why I'm telling my son, you got to do all that. He said that's how money gets spent usually. Yeah, man. It's people getting convinced to buy something. Yeah, man. It's we have to be in the situation that we as a couple can build something, right? And you have to be under that man's plan. You know what I mean? Like a lot of we had all these conversations about the bus driver and all that type of stuff. But these people have a 401k. They have a retirement plan.
You know, a lot of them have wives.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They already putting themselves and their families in situations where they can be successful. Just like how I'm putting my family in a situation where we can be successful. So that's why we able to achieve things because my wife don't give me too much pushback. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to take risks. I'm able to lose money. I'm able to gain money, whatever. And we figure this shit out.
But there's some women that say, well, I don't trust him. And, they'll blame.
So why you with him?
They'll blame the man for why they not, trying to have him take the lead. Or they'll say, I don't want to be with none of them because he has to be the right man. But what is the right man?
Exactly. What does that mean?
And we're going to have a video about this. What is the right man? We got to break this down. The right man is probably right in front of you, walked past you, or you dated him before, but you didn't understand what the right man looks like because you think the right man is what you see on VH1.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to understand what the right man is. So make sure you stay tuned to that. It's going to be called The Right Man. All right. On the thumbnail.
I appreciate that, brother. Thanks for coming on the Instagram. Appreciate it.
He said, why is she with him to begin with?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I'm gonna play it again for y'all, and then we're gonna get to the next video.
The basic necessities, baby. A house, a car, and his own income.
From the South.
Baby, what is you building? Because he hadn't mastered closing out his distractions in order to provide for himself. So what is you building with him with? Baby, I'm here to tell you. These men will use you and build with you and drop you. Just like dirt. You know what? And then let me also tell you. Baby, they'll resent you for helping. So, bitch, I'm not building another damn nigga to save my life. Baby, I'm not building another damn bear, bitch. You can go to build a bear your damn self. You can do a dissimilar ladder. You can do whatever you want to do, baby. But, baby, I want you to come after the bear is built, all right? I want you to come, baby, after the bear is built, all right?
Yeah. Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility. And then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so, you know, it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father.
Yeah.
One.
Oh man. And that's what I was talking about earlier. So we already seen God damn, Lucky.
I mean, I think that's how it is anyway.
But yeah, man.
But then he asked, what's the next question he asked? Because he was like, nah, to back to that too.
Yeah, man. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like we kind of got to put ourselves in positions where we can be successful, right? So if you don't want to have a baby with somebody, please don't sleep with them. I know most of the time it happened when we was younger, but now we can kind of change the scenario. So we teach our kids, be like, yo, if you ain't trying to be with this person for the rest of your life, you know what I mean? Don't sleep with them. But also you got to add a caveat to that. Because I remember when I was in my high school, I thought I was going to be with her forever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But you got to also tell them like, hey, even though you thinking that this is going to be long-term, most likely it's not. You know what I mean? So make sure you putting yourself in a situation and having a good understanding. Like, hey, if you have a child with this person that, you know what I mean? It's a lot of consequences that come with it. You know what I mean? So we have to kind of be like upfront with our kids and be like, hey, I understand you trying to get it in. I was just like you when I was younger, right? But no, you see our situation, you know what I mean? Our situation would have been a lot better if, you know what I mean, I made these choices. You know what I'm saying?
Your situation would have been shit if you stayed. Just say that with the one that you was with.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about like having sex at high school. See, look at you. You already. You triggered?
No. It's just sometimes, you know, you do have to leave is the whole point, right? But then moving forward, because these ladies wasn't even trying to settle down with nothing. They're like, well, I was raised without this, so my kid doesn't need it. See, that's where you just lost it. You don't, you have to just be like, hey, I need to go find better. Not, oh, they don't deserve it. Because, you know, you don't want to live your life saying people don't deserve something when you do. You know, a child needs both. Yeah. Why? Because it's just natural. You wasn't created by just one person. You was created with two. So it's just natural to know both. Like that's just common sense.
Yeah, man. And Big had a great point. Say this mindset is generation deep. Exactly. And that's why it's up to us to kind of change it and just tell the truth to our kids. You know what I mean? We have to be the ones that be the most honest with our kids and tell them like all the mistakes we made, all the stuff that we wish we wouldn't have did. You know what I mean? Even if they was a mistake, don't tell them they was a mistake, but like, hey, you know what I mean? I put us in a bind, right? You know what I mean? I put us in a situation, a losing situation, and that was my fault. I don't want you to do that same thing to your kid, and you have to sit here and have this tough conversation with them. You know what I mean? It's just being that upfront and genuine, man. That can help kids understand. All right, you know what I'm saying? I might not understand every aspect of it, but it's just, you know what I mean, coming from you, it's gonna be a lot deeper. It's gonna be a lot deeper point. And that's what us as adults we have to do, man. So we can kind of change the cycle because your kid can turn out to be a lot better than what you were. So
pretty much, yeah. That's what that is. Let's see.
I'm just saying, laugh out loud. Staying for the kids becomes an issue too. Yeah, and it can, and that's why we have to do a better job at picking, man. Because I feel you, because I didn't stay.
That's why I was saying if you
know what I mean, but but you know what I mean, it was infidelity and stuff like that on her part, so that's why I got the hell on. But you know what I mean, but it's, man, you just gotta. I know it's tough and stuff like that, but situations, man, we just gotta be willing to listen to people with more wisdom than us and be humble in situations. And you know what I mean, especially for the ladies, man, bring them around men that you trust. If you don't have men that you can trust, bring her, you know what I mean, try to bring them around, see how he acts around men. You know what I mean? See how he acts in his workplace. You know what I mean? That if you can get in there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different things that you can kind of see how a man operates when, you know what I mean, he's in this environment. So.
Yeah, we'll have an episode about that. All right, so let's get into the next video, y'all.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, but don't nobody else find it weird that right after Roe versus Wade was overturned, because they was presumably one race of women wasn't having enough babies, and then the other race of women was having too many babies. All of a sudden, it's a full-blown fucking gender war between black men and women all across social media. It's not being flagged. It's not being stopped. It's not being flagged for inappropriateness. They just letting it ride. And how covert of a form of birth control is that? You ain't got to worry about getting no abortions, bitches, because y'all ain't about to be getting pregnant. Why y'all ain't about to be getting pregnant? Because y'all men hate y'all and y'all hate y'all men. Boom. We ain't got to do shit. Y'all gonna do it for y'allself. And then second of all, I don't know about nobody else's city, but I live in Chicago. Black men are dying in droves, like literally. And in this city, you can't even go over the speed limit by 5 fucking miles unless you get your whole life sent to you in the mail via picture. You mean to tell me y'all can't find these boys that supposedly out here killing each other?
Wow.
Hey, she on one.
Wow,
Yeah, man.
exactly.
She made some great points, man. Because
you don't want to find it.
Yeah, because with us, right? So how can I say this without
just saying it.
All right. So we have people that want to see us not become in leadership and power, right? In order for us to become leadership and power, we have to have strong families, because strong families create strong men create strong leaders, right? And then those leaders will get married and they can create strong kids. So once those kids get of age and they become tough and they become, disciplined in this world, right now we create a strong culture. And then that strong culture, now we have different dynamics that we don't cross. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to touch somebody else's wife. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, steal from this brother because he has to feed his family. You know what I mean? I'm not going to kill this person. I'm not going to sleep with his woman. So now the murder rates and stuff like that goes down, right? So we have to understand, like, it's a trickle down, issue, right? And if we don't fix these small little things, and then all the way to get to our culture right, we're going to continue down this path. And like she said, like, I think from the 70s or 80s, I think we almost committed in abortion. Well, that A word alone, because I don't know if we can say that word yet. But that A word alone, I think we did that to almost the same population that we have today. So we have to understand, like, we are actually doing it to ourselves. And this not talking about heart disease, it's not talking about diabetes, stroke, and all that type of stuff, right? So if we want to have an army, say, yeah, we want power, what you think we're going to have to do? It's a numbers game. If your numbers are low, what are you fighting? What type of, how can you build a strong nation when the nation is not there? So we have to understand, all right, do you want to be strong? You want to be in power? All right, cool. We're gonna have to stop killing these kids.
Oh,
right?
Gosh.
Just
straight out like that.
I'm just saying, like, that's one thing. Right now, we have to have a strong family structure. Now, once you have that strong family structure, now you can raise those kids to fight, raise those kids to be tough, raise those kids to be mentally strong. Y'all seen the mentally strong, the importance of the father, him being in the ice and stuff like that, how he had what he had to do to make sure his son was there mentally.
But see, the thing is, there are parents who are not there mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So
you gotta get there.
You gotta get right.
Yeah.
That's not an excuse. If you had the child, you better get it together quick, because you are raising another human being. Yeah. Thanks so much, Fabio for sending another super chat. Fabio says the structure and family mindset has been lost.
Exactly, man. And that's what we have to bring back. Hey, what's going on, beautiful anime?
Hey, what's up, girl?
Yeah, man. And that's what we got to bring back, man. We have to bring that strong feminine mindset back, so these men can actually become the leaders that y'all want, right? If the man is not in no house, I'm sorry, it's gonna be hard for that man he gonna have to have a lot of different men around him. You know what I mean? You look at these NBA players that didn't have their parents in life. A lot of them are very emotional. Look at how Draymond Green play. I know that a lot of the brothers in the chat understand who Draymond Green and what he does and how he is on the court. You know what I mean? You can tell the brothers that had a strong male figure. How many times have y'all seen Steph Curry lose his temper?
He be chilling hard as hell, though.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you rarely see it, but the ones that's the dogs, the ones that be going crazy, it be them, right? So those are the type of men that can do harm on women, or put the women in a situation that they might not like, because they're not able to handle their emotions. So in order for us to build these strong men and these strong women back, we have to bring that family dynamic back. You know what I mean? Even if you have I'm you know what I mean, we're a blended family. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? She had all her kids by me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? She helped me raising my oldest son, you know what I'm saying? So I knew I still needed a woman at the end of the day. You know, I was soon as I got out of my marriage, whatever, I was like, all right, I need a woman to help me raise my son.
Yeah, and people say timing real quick. This is not really story time, but me and him got together quick. It wasn't like, well, let me wait for this, but no, you just go ahead and do it. You just go ahead and do it. Because if I wait for the right time, he might be gone. Or even me, I might be gone. I'm talking about with somebody else. So you want to make sure, like, okay, it's now. It was not a perfect situation when we first started at all. All right. But we made it through, and we'll be together 10 years coming up.
Yep. Exactly, man. Appreciate Fat Boy for Life being a new member.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for becoming a member.
Y'all be showing us love, man. Appreciate
I definitely,
man.
So we're going to get you started with that. And I appreciate that. Anybody else? I know I had talked about this last live, but if you want to become a member, you can just hit the join button, which is right there by the like button, and just hit join and pick whatever, suits you.
It said, Tribe One says the so-called gender war between black men and black women have been for generations is more public now because people have their whole lives on social media and broadcast all over the world real time. Yeah, I can agree with that. But I think back in the day, I think we kind of make things worse than what it was back in the day, because a lot of times when I talk to kind of like some of the older women and things like that, right? They'll tell me like, hey, men was beating on women and all this type of stuff. Of course, that's happening. That happened, right? Just like it's still happening today. You know what I mean? But I don't think it was such a vast thing. Like, cause how they put it to ladies, like men were just whipping women all the time. That was it. Like, it wasn't no happy couples. It wasn't nobody, you know what I mean, making good families. It wasn't no good family structure, nothing like that. It was just, that's the only thing they was doing. So we gotta take heed of how we receive information, because a lot of times they try to make things worse. Just like they say, hey, black women have the worst attitudes and blah, 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 right? Y'all would say, hey, well, it's not all of them, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing, right? So just have that same energy when y'all kind of hearing those different talking points, because they're trying to keep us separated, right? So in order to keep us separated, we have to argue. We have to continue to fight. You know what I mean? Now we're not having kids, just like that video was saying. So she made a great point. Hey, 10 years. Hey, appreciate that, man. Yeah, man, it's been hard. So
whatever. It's actually been. It doesn't seem like it's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's
to
been
be
a lot
honest
fast,
with you.
man.
Which I would say that's why we're on here, because we actually do have a blissful marriage for real. And we want to be able to share it with you all to let you know that happy marriages still exist, even though it's 10 years, it's not 20 or 30. But we're on the road there, okay? It's been 10 years and it does not feel like it. It feels like we kind of just got started. It's just a blink of the eye. But like I said, it was rough in the beginning, but and that was short rough. So we had 3 years of rough. Like,
I don't say it was 3 years of rough. It's probably like the first year, because
no, not the whole time.
She didn't know how to shut up, y'all. That's what I'm proud now.
Not the whole time. But 3 years of and then 6 years of bliss. I'm not saying we didn't have a disagreement. That's natural. Yeah. Okay. Disagreements happen, but it's how you handle the disagreement.
What, Bruiser? Hey,
where? Which one?
On TikTok. I'm trying to figure out how you say his name.
Okay, y'all gonna see me looking cross-eyed trying to look up there.
He said building.
What up, Bruiser?
Build a families, build a community, build a nation. Exactly, man. In that order, man. United we stand, divided we fall. Exactly, and that's what we gotta do, man. We in order to us, because I think a lot of the problem that the ladies have is that we not in rulership, right? They see other races of women. They say, hey, they doing a lot better than us, right? But they don't understand that those races of women, women are in check. They understand their role. They understand their mission. They understand the goal, right? Only thing we need y'all to do is understand the goal. Even if that man does not have any goals for you, all right, cool. You don't have to deal with him. Just don't have no baby by him. You know what I mean?
Just don't have no
sleep with him.
Listen, don't have babies. moving forward, don't have babies by men who are not of your best interest. And I'm talking about the family dynamic.
And I ain't talking about making 6 figures.
Do it.
I ain't talking about
Never do it.
I ain't talking about you got to get a guy making 6 figures, because you can build with a guy making $50,000 a year. Because I was buying houses making that amount of money, right? Cash. So
we're gonna get
like real talk.
Later on, we're gonna get into that.
So you just gotta get with somebody that knows how to save money, knows how to budget, knows how to do all that type of things, and then you'll be able to get something. Because a lot of times y'all go after those people with those high careers and all that type of stuff, but that's not everybody doesn't have that. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it's okay to get it. Just understand that just because you get with somebody that has, let's say, lower income does not mean they can't get higher income. You do know people do get raises, or they could change their job or their entire industry of work. You just have to, some people need a little bit of push, and some people just, it's not time yet. Yeah. You know, you can't rush a man's success. Let's just be real with it. You cannot rush a man's success. Exactly. Some men become successful at a certain time frame. It's because of the way how their brain is developed. They're like, okay, cool, I need to do X, Y, Z. Okay, cool, let me go get that. Sometimes they don't think about it until they're 30 years old. But that's okay, as long as they eventually get what they want and they're happy with their life. And then now, cool, they're going to get with the lady and they're going to build a beautiful life. But you can never do that.
I think he said Dave Moose phone. I think that's how you say it. I probably messed it up again. But Beautiful Animated says, hey, little mama, can I get your number? No, thank you. Do me. You
ain't reading it right.
What you said, dude, bitch me?
She's
what?
So can I say this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So then the dude says, bitch.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that I said bitch me.
I was like, well, you reading it wrong. Oh gosh, no, you can never be a narrator in your life.
I read that shit wrong as hell.
She says,
walks away not giving a damn. Some guys are men, they're just males. Exactly. And if I was in that situation, if a guy hit on you, right, you didn't want to talk to him, you be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm in a hurry. And then you know what I mean?
I could tell you how, listen, I used to walk the New York street. I'm sorry, I got hyped. Like what? I used to walk the Bronx, Brooklyn, all of that. All right. I used to walk those streets. If you ever step foot into the city and you live there, you live there. We as ladies, you do not have to be attractive. You just have to have ass and breast. Okay. And you're walking down looking like something. You walk down those streets talking about, what is it? Cat calling. Let me tell you. I used to walk down the street. Let me see. Matter of fact, I have a story.
He said, Latin for God is my source. God. Okay, that's a deep name.
What is it?
Up. He says, it's Latin for God is my source. Okay.
Story time, like y'all. That. Story time.
You gonna address that name? No,
I'm sorry.
Oh, story time.
Say it again.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
That's a good
story time. Story time.
All right, y'all. It's story time. Listen. This was a reality check. Y'all know when they say the stink face that women have. All right. That used to be me at one point. Listen to this. Walking down the Brooklyn streets, okay? Walking down the Brooklyn streets. Let me tell you what happened. So there was a time where I was walking, going to the train. Where was I going? I think I was going to school. I was in
chopped cheese.
I didn't eat that. I was bacon, egg, and cheese all day, all right, on the road. Listen, so I was walking down the street. I think I was going to school. I was in college at the time. And, you know, usually when I walk in a rush because I don't want to deal with nobody saying nothing to me. All right.
See, that's why y'all not getting caught. That's why you didn't find your man till you found me. No,
you cannot compare. That's different. If you go to the grocery store in the South, you cannot compare that walking in the street with crazy bums. Listen, I was going to the train and I was going to, trying to go to school. All right. But there was a time where I walked, there was a guy, one of the guys, 5 people already said something to me. I've been outside 2 minutes. That's how crazy it is. But the 5th guy, he don't understand because he's from the South. The 5th guy.
Y'all believe that shit?
The 5th guy, okay? He said, "You're so pretty. Why are you not smiling?" And I was like, it literally caught me off guard because he the one that came with some logic
Exactly.
that I never heard of. And
Where he at now?
I don't know.
Exactly. No.
It's a random guy. Y'all know. Listen. So just a random guy. And I think he was a bum. I'm just thinking about the guy's face. Because sometimes when you walk, you ain't looking. You see them, but you're not looking directly in their eye. Never look in their eye when you go there. All right. So I believe he was a bum. He literally said, "You're pretty. Why are you not smiling?" And I actually looked at him and I was like,
yeah.
Well, am I just supposed to walk down the street smiling? Like,
exactly.
Like, I don't know how to do that. So then he was like, "No, just don't look so mean." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "Thank you for that." And then I literally was trying to figure out, how do I walk down the street without looking like this? Because I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
people won't want to talk to you because you looking like that. They're gonna think you crazy.
But listen, I'm walking, I'm on a mission. I'm going to where I'm going. So I don't know how to just look. I guess I figured out that I had to look pleasant. I was looking like, don't talk to me.
Show them your look.
I cannot. I don't know the look that I had. I can't. You have to show.
I can't do this.
No, because I don't know what my face was looking like.
Just look mean right now.
It's too
mean.
You know I'm goofy as hell. There's no way that's happening. But no, so the moral to the story. So my story times always have a moral to it. The moral to the story is I figured out early. I was 20 years old, and I figured out about what the distinct bitch face looked like for a lady. And this is why there's some men that would not approach you because you don't even look like you want to be bothered. And if you say something to them, they know you, especially in New York, you're going to get something, you're going to get insulted, cursed out, or you're not going to say yes to whatever they're trying to get you to do. So if they want your number, get to know you, that's an automatic no. They know that. So that man actually changed my life in a sense where I made sure that I started walking around more pleasant looking. So now when I'm out and about at events and everything that I used to do in the past, I was able to attract more people. It was like a big switch, So that's just to say, hey, we do actually walk around with the stink face. It's just natural sometimes. We're just like, we just want to do this, get that, and be done with it. We don't want to be bothered, but you don't want to miss your blessings. You don't want to miss opportunities. I know my mom always told me, make sure you're walking outside as if someone was going to give you $1 million job. So that's how I used to walk around. That's how I used to walk around. I walked around. I made sure that I looked very presentable. And then, of course, I had the pleasant face. So change your stink face. It ain't cute. You look stink. I'm done.
That's the worst story ever. No, she said, I had a B face when I don't want to be approached. You better stop that, beautifully animated. God damn it. You need to fuck. Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna say it. We'll talk later. He said, especially working the graveyard shift. Go to work in the dark, go home in the dark. Damn.
Yeah.
Rough. She also said, "Lady, at least you received the conversation. I got smile. I would have started laughing because I easily tickled that smile.
Right.
That's a good minute. Then may leave depending on where I'm at.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I would smile too, but it just made me think. I had to ask him. I said, "So how am I supposed to walk?"
He said, "New York got a lot of people responsible." But yo, man, let's go. You want to ready for the next video?
All right, we're almost done, y'all. So let's get into it. Hold on.
How dare you?
Yeah, so life is all about lessons. Make sure you learn them. It doesn't matter who you get it from. If you could learn from it, learn from it. Like I said, that was a bum. I remember his face now. He was a bum. All right, y'all.
The challenge is that women are having, Black women in particular, when it comes to becoming a wife.
Keeping it 100,
yes.
There's not enough eligible Black males who fit the needs of Black women. By the time you dissect the demographics of finances, sexual orientation, what you end up drilling down into, because Black women tend to want to marry Black men.
Right.
So Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men. Women want to marry on their same level of financial and educational status.
Yeah.
So if you're a Black woman making $150,000 a year with a master's degree, you tend to want to marry a Black man on that same level or higher. If Black women are excelling at such an accelerated rate, how do men keep up with that?
All right.
Hey,
You want to go
that.
first?
Hey, appreciate that, Bruiser, man, for the super chat. Said gender war keeps men and women single for the sake of communism and population control. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Consumerism and population control. Exactly, man.
Make sure y'all follow his page too. Concord Network.
But yeah, it was a lot of these. So a lot of these conversations, right? Like, think about this, right? How many women you know making $150,000 a year?
You asking me?
Yeah, Black women.
Just like working a 9 to 5.
How many of y'all know? What's the percentage of Black women y'all know making $150,000 a year?
I mean, it's not a lot. I would just say like the doctors.
Exactly. So why are you talking about women
Nurses.
running circles around men, and you talking about the less than probably 1% of women?
I mean, so there are women that are making money, but we're talking about a mass majority of women. So no.
So how are you talking about somebody running circles around Black men, and there's only a small percentage of you doing it, and then you have more Black men making more than 150,000 than Black women? So how are they running circles? And then I hate this about, so with ladies, men have multiple ways that we can make money. We can go trade. We can go to the military, get a retirement, then go work. You know what I'm saying? Again, and then now you're making $150,000 from your retirement disability checks. It's a lot of different things that you can do. Like, I know this guy, no degree. He's a project manager making $150,000 a year. No degree.
No degree. You to get a project. So real quick, put y'all on game. To become a project manager, you just have to get a certificate. You go through a series of a class, which range from like 2 to 6 months. You do the series of it, then you sit down and you take the license exam. You become licensed, and then you go literally on the job market and start searching for jobs.
Yeah. So he doesn't have no degree at all, and he's making $150,000 a year, over $150,000 a year. So we have to, just because he doesn't have your degree, doesn't mean that. And this same guy now, he has a government contract. He's making around $40,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So like I think it's a week or a month. It's whatever. It's just a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that men have multiple ways that we see how we can get money, right? Because you can go to a trade, you can do that trade for 4 years. Now you create your own business. Now you make it $300,000 to $1 million a year. You know what I mean? Depending on how many jobs, how many people you got working for you. So we have different avenues that we can do. So college to us really doesn't matter unless we want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or certain degrees, right? So that's why most of the time, especially with me, I didn't want to go to college when I first, you know what I mean? I was like, hey, college is a scam. I was saying that when I was a young kid, right? So I said, why would I go to a college that's going to get me in so much debt? Because my mom I remember I'll never forget this story. She was like, yes, I probably paid out my college loan.
How old was she?
We was driving.
Same here.
Yeah, we was driving around. You remember that mall they got that they used to be shooting all the time around that area. And she was like, yes, I finally paid by my last one. I was like, Mom, what you got your degree in? She was like, oh, I didn't finish. I was like, and she was like in her 40s. And I was like, you just got done paying your student loans off? I'm just like, I'm not doing that shit. So I was like, let me join the military. Let me join something so I can know that I can have my benefits, whatever. So now I have my degrees and stuff like that. But I wasn't gonna pay for the shit. So a lot of guys don't want to pay for that because we understand we had to take care of family. So our agenda is different from you guys. So we're gonna have a different mindset because we don't want to owe all this money, but now we can't buy a house because our credit is messed up. You know what I mean? Because as soon as you get that debt, right? Now all your interest rates will go up for your cars, everything you buy, everything is gonna be a lot more expensive. So it's not gonna be harder for you to take care of your kids in that situation. So now you put yourself in a bad situation starting off because you didn't properly plan. And then a lot of these ladies, when they do get that degree, you can't find a job because of what? They need experience.
But then not only that, there's times where there's ladies who want men, but then they're not of age. Sometimes if they're not YouTube famous or TikTok famous, or they're hitting stock market, good. There's many guys doing that, right? Yeah. Okay, if you're not around those type of guys, but you probably wouldn't even date the guy in the stock market because he's too nerdy for you, or he's not of interest, right? You're picking the wrong guys. These type of men that have the money that you're looking for are older, all right? Yeah. But then you still put limits on them because you could get somebody that's retired. I'm saying if you're older and you find somebody that's older, you can get somebody that's retired. They have retirement money, but he's a bus driver.
Yeah.
It still goes back to, is it really the money? What is it?
It's a title.
It's a title. Wait, so they have to have the right title, the right type of retirement,
right dick size.
They have to have
the right height,
the right width. It doesn't make sense. So you have to make sure what you're asking for makes sense, because having all of these type of restrictions is going to just limit you. You're the only one that's going to be single, right? If you want the man so bad, you could get one. It's just you have to make sure that you're being like fair with it. There's a lot of strikes against Black men, period, anyway. So you have to make sure that you understand the dynamic and you're looking for a man that works hard. You don't want a lazy bum, because we got lazy men out there. You don't want that. You want a man that works hard. And then if it's something where you're like, damn, I want you to make more money, then you could talk to him and see, is he making ways to make more money for himself? Does he want to make more money? And if so, cool. What can we, right? You're going to build it together. This is where it's called building. What can we do to help us make more money?
I give y'all the perfect example.
Business owners are like one of the top most money making anything in that way. So if you get with a man that works a 9 to 5, they're very limited. It's a great job. They make money. But if you're looking for like high earning wealth right away, right? You have to get someone that is of like a business established, like they have multiple businesses. Not too many people want to own multiple businesses. It is very difficult to do that. It is not for everybody. It's a very it's a type of job that you really have to be trained mentally in. You don't just get stuff. You have to work hard for that. So if you want this type of man, I think y'all saying that's like 1% of dudes.
Nah, it's probably like things like 15%. But yeah, it's a small percentage.
It's just a small percentage. That's all.
Extremists make extreme statements because they are extremists. Yeah, facts. Hey, what up, Chris? What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up?
And I was gonna say this, right? So you have to put yourself in a position and your family in a position as women, right? So say I'm gonna give y'all the perfect example. This channel that y'all on right now was started by who?
This channel?
Yeah, who's this channel started by? You, right?
Yeah.
She was doing all this by herself, right? Because she wasn't working at the time. She was able to have more freedom, more time to kind of figure some things out. And then when she started teaching me certain things, and then I started making little changes here and making changes there. We can do this, right? And we throwing the ideas at each other. This is what teamwork is.
Yeah, it's so much better now that I have help.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was working, I didn't have time to be researching all this type of stuff. But it seemed like today that women just want to be able to do everything by themselves, and then just say that at the end of the day, when they 50 or 60, hey, I did everything by myself.
Yeah, that's not how a marriage works. A marriage is with two people.
Yeah.
So you have to, what it is you're not going to find, just like the man, he's not going to think that lady that was in that video, he's not going to think that she's perfect. Look how she's looking, right? Basically everything on her was fake. So, cool. Some men don't mind all that. Yeah. But you have to make sure if you don't mind all that, the man don't mind, then you shouldn't mind everything on him. You shouldn't put restrictions on him. If you're going to come to him with, wigs and makeup, then he should be able to make $20,000 less than you then, if that's the case. That's all I'm saying. You said give or take. So just be realistic with it. It's okay. Don't shame guys that have less money. That's not cool. Yeah. These men are good men.
Yep. It said, and those types of men don't have the time to cater to the whimsical nature. Yeah, notions. Exactly.
I was gonna say, hey, thanks for being a member. Yes, thank you so much. That's so cool. So we have to make sure, I'm just gonna say this. All right. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to put it all out there. You have to know what type of man you want. If you want a man that's going to be around and be with the family and give you attention and do all of these things, right? You're going to have to build with one. If you come with one that already has these things, right? Because you can get that. If you are around guys like that, go ahead, do what you got to do. There's nothing wrong with it. But you have to understand that some of these guys are not going to have that time that you want. They have to make time. Some of those guys that are like making so much money, they working out there to get this money. They're not sitting on their ass. There's a select few of wealthy men that just sit down and do nothing. That's a choice. Most of those guys are going to continue to strive to get the dollar, They're working. So you have to understand the type of lifestyle you want. It's okay to build with somebody. Build with them. Build with them.
When you're young.
When you're young, build with the guy. You create so much of a bond. Like I said, me and James will be together 10 years coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much that we built together. Thank you, Bruiser, for being a member. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. So we're giving you a little bit right now because we're not ready to put everything out on how we got started in that situation, because we're going to get there soon. But me and him built from, pretty much the ground up. Remember, y'all do know he came from a divorce. So if you already been divorced or you've seen the divorce process, most people, they have nothing leaving from the divorce. All right. So that's where we came in at. Literally started from scratch when I got with James. And we have built so much together. We have built so much together that you are missing out if you're thinking that these guys that make so much less than you is not worthy. They are. And it's not about the dollars. Y'all keep putting these dollar signs on these guys' heads. What kind of person are you? That's not genuine at all. At least the guys that's saying, hey, don't wear these wigs, they want you to be your genuine self. What is the sense of saying, oh, you got to make this much? That's not genuine. That's you being a user. So do not be using people. And I always like to use that movie. Think like a man. Think like a man.
Act like ladies, think like a man.
Act like ladies, think like a man. When Taraji P. Henson, right, she was making 150, 200K, and she didn't want to get with that chef guy that wanted a food truck. And she thought he had money because he was faking, because he knew if he told her he didn't have as much money, because look how well she looked and how much money she was getting, she would have said, hell no. So she had to lie. And then when she found out that he lied, that he didn't have money like she thought, driving around in Ferraris and everything, she actually dumped him for that. Yeah. Then she went to go get with a guy. This is not like, I'm not saying this will happen to anybody. This is a great example. No, I think she got with a guy who had the money in her caliber, more, looking real good.
Black, yep.
But what was he all about? All about his job. Everything he talked about was about his job. This is just a real life, these things actually happen. Yeah. But the guy loved her. You could tell he took care of her, even though this is a movie, but this stuff happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? It happens all the time. Loved her, took care of her, took care of her sexual needs, her, making the food and everything. There's guys that do that because he was a chef. So you have to make sure. Thank you for being a member. His other channel, you guys subscribe. Make sure you have things in line where it makes sense. Then eventually she got back with this guy because he actually loved her for who she was. So the more to the story is, get with people who love you, that you love for them for who they are. Do not love them for the dollar sign. Don't love them for that. Because when those dollars leave, because things happen, then you're going to be the one that's going to be sad.
Yeah, appreciate that, Chris, man. That's facts, man. So it says, fake people are in it for the money. Fakers are takers, man. And that's what we gotta understand, man. Everybody doesn't have your best interest at heart. Say if a man is making 50, 60 grand a year, he's making average money a year, y'all will be stable, y'all will be okay. So if you make more money, if he's okay with ask him what he wants to do he wants to make more money, ask him. You can ask him in the dating phase, hey, do you want to take this to another level? Do you want to have your own business? If he says no, now you have to make a decision. Do I want to continue this relationship, or do I just that doesn't matter to me. I like him more as a person.
You just have to know if you want more of a lifestyle versus a committed relationship. Because if you chase the lifestyle, then you just chasing dollar signs. Yeah. But if you want someone to love you then you're gonna be with that man. And then everything else out, as long as you guys are not, you know, stranded and you don't have enough money to pay your bills, of course, don't get with nobody like that. If you can't pay your own bills, don't get with them.
Exactly.
But you get with someone that can pay bills, that you guys could create a small family. You can't have 10 kids. You probably just have 1 or 2. If you want the love and commitment, you're gonna get with that man. Don't chase the lifestyle if you want something genuine.
Exactly. Hey,
money, marriage, and media. Thanks for so much for being here. I think
like
you're a
that
new
suit.
face.
I like that suit, man.
You
That's
and
what's
these
up.
profiles.
Yeah, man, that's good. Man. I like that, bro.
Yes, that's what's up. I like that.
It said the more assets you have, the harder it is the vetting for a spouse. What would it take for us to get our kids ready for marriage in the mid-20s?
You have, well, I know for sure with one, you cannot like spoil them. You got to show them that out here, you got to work.
Yep.
And even for a relationship, because I think some people, for the stat percentage, they're used to being babied all the time. Everything is handed to them. So when they get into a relationship, they think it's just supposed to be, you know, peaches and cream. Like, no, you have to work to get to know that person. You have to work on your communication with that person, how you guys communicate. Like me and James, you know, at one point we wasn't aligned, right? That's why it took us a little longer to get married. It took us 3 years to get married. If we had it together, we got married within that year.
Yeah. Yep.
Because we was connected, but we wasn't at the same time. So we
and
have
I wasn't gonna get another divorce. That was me.
Yeah, and I don't.
So
I didn't want to be dealing with that. So at the same time, you know, we had to do that, and we worked hard to do that. Once we became one on that part, now some of the stuff that we think together. We think it just happens. Oh, I thought the same thing. Oh, I thought the same. We say that all day. Oh, I thought the same thing. We planning the same. We're just aligned now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Fat Boy for Life, appreciate the comment, brother. He said, I am one just looking to find someone to get along for the rest of my days. Exactly, man. And that's what we trying to push people to, because the more we come together as a people, the more examples that people see. Because a lot of times I go out to the mall, I go out to Walmart, I see single people. You know, either it's the man or it's the woman. You know, so I wanted to be families in there together. You know what I mean? Doing what they're supposed to do. I understand like people work and stuff, but we already know that it's mostly people are not in relationships anymore. The only thing they doing is they probably sleeping with the same guy. Probably got 10 women sleeping with the same guy, or 3 or 4 women sleeping with the same guy. That's being real. Not 10, but you know what I'm saying? But instead of them being with a guy that's making 50 or 60 grand a year and being okay with that, they'd rather be sleeping with a guy making 80 or 90 grand a year and they share him.
But the thing is, and what he just said about, you know, a lot of single people walking around, there was a time where me and James went to an event at the library for our kids. And it was, I think it was during Black History Month. It was just something cute that they had for the children, you know, with the drums and everything.
Yep. And
we went, and I mean, I was just expecting to take my kids there to have a good time. But the dynamic of that room, you seen how the video we played earlier of 1986, the ladies saying the same things that women are saying today. It looked like that room. It was just single women with their kids. No, they were not married. No, their husband was not at work. Those people were literally did not have the father. But the whole room was like that. I expect to see it, okay? But the whole room, the entire event, it was just like, dang. And one person, you know, James was the only one there that was representing for the kid, as you know, at least for a marriage. I'm not saying that these fathers, co-parenting can't be there. But as far as a marriage goes, there was no husband. And I was like, wow, you know, this is the time we're living in.
Yeah. So,
you know, like I said, we make mistakes. We just got to make better ones.
Yeah, man. So you ready to get to the next one?
Yep.
So many Black men in the comment section saying, oh, you have all these high demands, but what do you bring to the table? Good question. Studies have shown that Black women are the highest paid and the most educated. I myself graduated with my associate's degree at 18 and graduated from college with my bachelor's at 20 with a degree in communication sciences with an emphasis in speech and language pathology. I live on my own, have my own car, make about $70,000 a year, and don't have any kids. So I'll never ask for what I can't offer. And as far as what I'm bringing to the table, I bring me, and you can't sit with us.
So just because she has a degree, a communication degree at that, okay. And she makes 70 grand a year. She has a car and a house. Somebody can't sit with her. So and this is like in how she's talking. So men pick up on a lot of how you say things. It's not really much what you say, and it's how you say it. So women, y'all have to understand nobody's want to date a woman like that. And then she's gonna feel like, hey, men are intimidated by me because I have my stuff together. No, it's how you saying it. It's how you nobody give a how many bills you gonna pay, how many bills you gonna pay when you get into a relationship. You're gonna want a man that's making more money than you, and you're not gonna want to pay bills, right? With that attitude that you have. So why do we care about how much money you make? So we have that's what I'm saying. We have to be realistic when we have these types of talk. Like you're just talking like a woman that don't understand men. And you've been able to get put in position. He said sound like a great guy. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You just put yourself in a position where you're going to be single for a long time, and you thinking it's because men are afraid of you. No, we just don't want to deal with the BS. I hear women all the time say, hey, I don't want to deal with men BS. Men have the same thing. We don't want to deal with that shit. Because when I'm telling you, hey, we going this way, and you said no, we not, we going this way, and or hey, you can't tell me how to spend my money, and then you spending my money, we're gonna have an issue with that. You know what I mean? We're not just gonna sit there and say, hey, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can spend your money on how you want. No, that shit ain't flying.
And to be real, you know, when you're getting together with someone, you got to have these conversations. Like there's people that are married and they don't know how much money they have in their bank account. Like you ever heard, or you know, anybody could be watching this could be the same. You know, we believe in the one pot system. Why? Because we are one and we're doing things together. Whatever he brings in, whatever I bring in, we can see it. We figure out how, or whoever decides to do that, figure out where the money's going. How is it going to be split up? How much money is left over? If you got everything in every other pot other than that one, then that's already divided. You should know how much what I'm saying is you should know how much your spouse is making. Don't let the society fool you and say that you need to have that money in case he want to act up. I don't think men, y'all even have that. But women, you don't need that. All right. You just gotta be smart with who you pick. And when you get with them, you try to make it the best that you can make it. You should be having one pot. Why? Because no one would be lied to. No one's gonna be sneaking around buying things. No one, it's just divided. You don't want to have your money divided. You got to know which you guys are bringing to the table.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's a pain. Chris said, the first question is how much debt she in. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they be in $100,000 worth of debt. Now you making $70,000 a year. How many years is it gonna take you to pay that? You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna want to live a certain type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? But it's crazy, man. So it's oh yeah, man. We all know about what's going on, bro. My bad. He say like 5 commercials on this live.
Oh, 5?
Yeah.
I'll turn it off.
Okay.
It's a setting.
Okay.
But 5, that's a lot.
Yeah,
they doing too much.
And we new to this, y'all. My bad, y'all. We don't know what we doing over here. So, but yeah, man. So it's a sad situation of how we continue to fight each other. So we have to we're gonna hopefully we get better as time go on. But the older women are gonna have to talk to the young women, and the older men gonna have to talk to the young men, and we're gonna have to get these damn kids in line because they're gonna be the ones that's gonna be able to make the change. If we don't say, hey, we messed up here, we need to fix this, we did wrong right here, and we continue on and agreeing with the stupid shit they saying, they're gonna continue down the same dumbass path. And then now when they single and not having the benefits like we do, now we're gonna be like, oh well, it's somebody else's problem because I'm about to die soon. No, it's your problem because you didn't do nothing to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. The moral to the story is just we got to stop being divided. That's it. We got to make sure that we're coming together all the time. If you want something, you go and get it. Stop having these high ass standards of what it is to, first of all, be married. You got to have this big ass house when you start off. Okay. If you have it, you have it. If you got a man that has it and you guys are there, then that's good. Great. But for the ones that can't get that man, let's be real. These men are not just walking around, yeah, I want you. All right. It's not gonna work like that. If it didn't align properly, it didn't align properly.
Yeah.
So be okay with working with the man. That's all.
And she didn't even say what she brought to the table for the men. She just said
She did. She said that's what she brought was her.
But I'm talking about what men want. So
she don't. That's what I'm saying. These women don't know what men want. Yeah. They thinking that the dollars that they have, the education that they have, is what men want.
Yeah, it's not, ladies. And like we like that you have that. That's cool, but it just don't throw it in our face. It's like a man throwing like how many cars he have in your face. Yeah. Oh, you only got one? Ho ho ho! I got four. Ho ho! No, it's like you're gonna look like, okay, I got a car. So
I got a car. Right? I go to
you know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. Marriage, money, marriage, and media. Salaries are poor tool for measuring financial success. Exactly. She's making $70K, but with the degree, the money she's making, she has to live in a major urban city where cost of living is high to the point of 70K is average. Exactly. Just like I had read something about New York. They said if you make 100,000 in New York, you actually make 50,000 a year.
You know why? They take so much taxes out.
Yep, the taxes.
Oh my god,
the cost of living. So you
don't even buy a house.
So you got to cut your whole check in half. You know what I mean? So you can even look at like the jobs. Like say if you work in finance, right? And you look at how much people make in finance in New York, and then go to the South. You know, like I'm from Alabama, right? So if you go to the South, it's going to be half. It's crazy how they do it, right? So
yeah, people always ask. Oh, we do some story after this. But yeah, Travel One says Black women had no rights. Education, good, stable careers should be welcomed. And marriage, each couple should have a financial plan that works for them. The more options for growth, the better.
Yeah. But I would say they I think when they say have no rights, I wonder what time period. But education and a good, stable careers.
No rights outside of the home.
Yeah, but when was that?
Outside of the home, we're talking about.
Yeah, no.
In the workforce.
Well, I'm saying, when was that? That's right, a long time ago.
That's what we're talking about.
But yeah, man.
A long time ago.
Why y'all bringing that same energy, man, into us with that shit?
What?
Because y'all didn't have no damn rights back then. Y'all cussing us out in 2023.
Oh, okay. I see. Like I'm like, nigga, back in the day.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, whatever the issue is, we gotta stop it.
So I'm a junior structural engineer. Nice. He said I am making a great living, but I would rather put a waitress than her. Exactly. And you're gonna run those guys off that make the money because they understand that you only there for the bread. You understand you only there for the lifestyle. So a lot of these ladies with these degrees and these high standards, they end up being single because they looking for that person to make their life better per se, rather than what they can do for that person. So
you just grow together. That's it. If you have a lot of money and he has a little less, then make it better. Like you put in now, and then the stupid thing is she's not even thinking about this. If you make it 150 and he's making 100, how much is that together?
Yeah,
that's more than what you have. Hello.
Yeah.
Like,
and the crazy thing about this is that you can start off, say if you started off making 70, I started off making 50, right?
Well, with my degree, that happens.
Yeah. So say if you started off making 70, I started off making 50, right? And then eventually, what you think is gonna you can lose your job, right? Now you're not making 70,000 no more. So now what are you gonna say? You're still gonna be at that same level of mindset. You still gonna want you a man that's higher, rather than you already being there, and it doesn't matter because I can easily make money in the future, right? Or I can invest in some things, and then now I can make more bread. Just like with DJ Envy, he was saying like in his seminars, he be having brothers as police officers, but they be investors. They be investing in real estate. They be doing certain things. So you know what I mean? Just because that person, it doesn't matter what their job is. It's their mindset. What money, marriage, and media was talking about.
Yeah, it's all about the mindset. Yeah.
He said, what I bring to the table sounds to me like like she don't know herself. Yeah, who are you as a person? You have you are not your degrees. Exactly, title, job. So who are you? Character, personality. Exactly, man. So this is our whole point. 50 plus 50 is 100K, right? You can do a lot with $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with y'all together, y'all in one house. So they trying to keep us against one another and have us fighting so we don't make that $150. Because I'm gonna say we real estate investors, right? We can tell y'all, hey, keep being single because y'all can rent from us. I can sit up here and say that shit, but no, it's going to continue to break down the family. So it's more, instead of me trying to feed my pockets, no, it's more about getting these families and stuff in order, right? So y'all don't have to be rent from me. Y'all can buy your own house, and then don't buy the damn a brand new house all the time. You don't always need a brand new house.
You first of all, just real quick, and we're gonna be done today. You only buy if you have money always coming in like steady, like if you quit your job or you left your job. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, brother? I was about to say, yeah, I recognize that name. What's up, man? What's up, Il?
If you leave your job, you lost your job, you still want to be able to pay for this new ass house that you got, right? Don't sit here and get a brand new house if you know if they fired your ass the next day, you would be screwed. Yeah. You have to even that part needs to be logical. You could not put yourself in that situation.
Yep.
Even if you have a man, both. You got to make sure that you are able to take care of these responsibilities that you're putting on yourself.
Let me say this right quick too. I'm sorry, baby. And we put so much faith in these jobs, right? But we don't put that same faith in relationships. You know, right? Like we think this damn job is gonna be there. They told me this. They told me they was gonna be here. I was gonna be there for years, and they was expecting everything, and then they fired your ass, right? So put that same faith you got in your job into relationships, and you'll get a better outcome. I promise you. Right?
The same, I said this before, put that same energy that you do in your small business. The same way you created that business idea is the same way you need to create how you're going to get yourself a good man, all right? A good one. You know, men too, you know, like I said, mistakes happen in the past. Let's move forward with great, outcomes. Pick a better lady. Not all people are good or made for each other. We know this. It's just, make sure you picking people that have the right state of mind, someone that loves marriage, someone that wants to be married, someone that doesn't want divorce, someone that doesn't want to have a blended, family. Because there's some people that, yeah, no, I don't want this. I don't want that. Cool. You have someone that's still going to start off with something great. Mm-hmm. But, like I said, this is cutting into a lot more different topics, but we're going to have a live about each one. And we're going to talk about what the right lady looks like, what the right man looks like. And I'm talking about right. I'm not talking about what they're showing on social media, that this man has to have all of these things. And this is what makes him great. And these ladies have to have all of these things. No, we don't need all that. We just need a simple way of doing things, and we will be successful. All right. So we're going to have a live about that. But we appreciate, we appreciate everybody who came and stopped by on TikTok, on Instagram.
Appreciate that. Illa said, y'all inspiration, keep it going. Appreciate that, brother, man. Hey, keep up the good work too, man. I'll be watching some of your stuff, man. So
yeah, he saw you when we were on a live together. So yes, thank you. Thanks for the, motivation for real though.
Yeah.
But I appreciate everyone. We appreciate everyone that has been here. We appreciate all the new members. Oh my gosh, you guys definitely had made our day with that. Especially Bruiser. Bruiser subscribed to 2 of his channels.
Man, that's what's up, man. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks to B Sanders for coming in, man. We want to show you some love that you came.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah, we didn't show you no love, man. So we see you, brother.
We see you. Thanks for coming on. But yeah, so we're gonna go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We're gonna go live every Saturday at 9 p.m. Those are our 2 new days now. So definitely stick around. Always look at our community tab. If you want to know more, definitely join our channel. It's right next to the like button on this video. It's next to the subscribe button as well. You could hit the join button and you can see all the perks that you can get. Definitely choose whatever suits your needs. If you're looking for dating to marriage support, I actually have some memberships that caters directly to that. And when you read the perks, you would see this is, for the dating to marriage segment. We definitely would like to, we are having this channel because we love to help and, bring the family back together. All right. If you're looking for a certain specific topic, join the membership as well, because that's where we're going to have a certain poll for members only. So where you can vote and put, hey, talk about this, talk about that. Because It's so much out here. Like, I want to do one where we're just talking about, you know, all the crazy things that's happening on the news, like these kids, you know, acting out of control. You know, so many stories I read on my phone today. It's crazy. You know, children being abducted right in front of their homes. You know, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on that we want to talk about. This page is not just dating to marriage; it's about dating, marriage, and family.
Yeah, exactly, man. Say the Black nuclear family is a threat to everyone else, man. Exactly, man. And that's what we need to be. We need to be a threat. We're not a threat right now, guys. As a unit, we are not a threat. You know what I mean? So that's why we doing this, man. We have money, marriage, and media too as well, man. So I like the image. He got the suit on. You know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? Bringing strong men back. You know what I'm saying? We got Illa in the chat. We got a lot of strong people, strong men, Fat Boy for Life, Bruiser, man. We got a lot of people doing a lot of good things, man. So I love the comment. We need more marriage people making content so we have more examples of working relationships.
And we're gonna remember all you guys because you guys are helping us grow. We're at 14K subscribers now. Oh my gosh. 14K subscribers, you know, we're gonna see, you know, this many views on here, but then there's gonna be a time we all gonna blink our eye. We're like, damn, look at how many, you know. So thanks for watching us, helping us grow. We're not gonna stop. We're here to do this for real. And there's gonna be a time where we do this like in the public sector. Like, I plan to have events and actually really be helping and having people get together on a larger scale. But this is how we're gonna start off. And everything. So
yeah, man, appreciate all the love, especially Travel One, Chris, everybody, man.
Big thank you, everybody that stopped by, Bella, so many.
JD, appreciate it, bro. Good night, fam.
Mr. He said, she said.
Yeah, man. So thank y'all so much, man. So we'll see y'all Saturday.
All right.
That girl that compliments my fly, and when it goes down, I know she gon' ride. I finally got somebody I can call mine.
Music licensing reimagined.
I got a girl that compliments my fly, and when it goes down, I know she gon' ride. I finally got somebody I can call mine. My one time.